success. The guy's like, hey, I got $1,000. I need to turn this into 20. Never happens. So, guys, give us a call, 888-9-WIN-NOW, 888-994-6669. We're going to end the show with a 60-second recap, but we'll show you how to gamble with smarts, patience, and discipline, which is the best way to do it. Hope you enjoy listening to the Sports Investors Daily Radio Show, and we'll catch you back next week. Have a great day. All right, here we go with the recap, and this one is brought to you by TakingVegas.com and GirlsThatGamble.live. What a Saturday we have planned for you. Give us a call for free on a recorded line at 888-9-WIN-NOW. That's 888-994-6669. The biggest false favorite in college basketball that we have ever released is absolutely free. Last week, Arizona, plus 5.5, plus 245 on the money line. That one outright. Today, we have one that is bigger than Arizona. It's a bigger underdog. It's bigger on the money line, and it's yours free on a recorded line at 888-9-WIN-NOW. That's 888-994-6669. College basketball false favorites this year are now 8-3 with 6 outright wins. And we have the biggest one of them all going today. The money line on this is over plus 280. It's free on a recorded line at 888-9-WIN-NOW. That's 888-994-6669. Do not miss the biggest false favorite of the year.
This program was paid for by 1220 Enterprises. The opinions and views expressed are not those of local stations. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes. Use of this information in violation of any federal, state, or local laws is prohibited. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union. Live from downtown San Francisco, this is 95.7 The Game.
Hello. What's going on, everyone? That is the dulcet tones of Dan Devone. Pasta's back in the building, a.k.a. Steven Risotto. We got full squad. My name is Evan Giddings, and we are off to a rip-roaring start today. Dan Devone has booked Trace Jackson Davis for Warriors this week. What's up, my man? How you doing?
Nothing's been booked, but just reached out to him because he's now a friend of mine on LinkedIn. I got about 10 friends, and he's one of them. TJD, come on board, man.
That might be the most random thing I have ever heard walking into one of these shows. I pull up, and I see the face of my guy. I'm like, did you just get out of the water? You looking clean? You looking mean? And he goes, I think we might be able to get Trace Jackson Davis on today.
I don't know. I've never booked a guest in my life, but I'm not a social media guy.
What are you talking about? You booked some guest over me 2 weeks ago.
Chad Eaton?
Yeah.
Well,
he
Chad
calls
Eaton's got
in.
nothing better to do.
I get on the phone. Pasta goes, so we're actually a little busy right now. We got Chad Eaton on. I'm listening to the conversation. I'm like, oh, there's a couple buddies.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
How was last night? You calling a game?
Oh man, tough. Well, we were just talking about like the Game 7 loss for the Toronto Blue Jays and how the city of Toronto may never recover. Santa Clara lost a really tough one last night. They were down to their final strike. UNLV was. They sent a pinch hitter to the plate.
UNLV, Matt Williams. I'm trying to think of baseball major leaguers that come out of that program.
I'm not sure about
Matt Williams.
baseball players. Guy Fieri. Larry Johnson, obviously, they got a lot of hoopers.
Oh, a lot of hoopers, but nobody out of baseball.
No, not that I can remember off the top of my head.
Matt Williams, Sarge.
Oh, there you go. Our text line, our YouTube chat is going to come in and help us. Boxer and Gerson, work injury attorneys text line.
I wouldn't know, but go ahead.
So speaking of technical difficulties, we got no
Yeah, what happened?
we got no
It
air
was like
conditioning
somebody
in
came
here.
in and cleared out the place.
No, well, I guess you didn't get the email. So they shut down the AC from, was it Pasta, 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. or something like
To
that?
about 5:30.
Okay, so so we got this SEC.
Look at the old fans going.
Well, no, that's not a fan. That's a turbine that we got behind us, and I appreciate them setting it up for us. But it's like a SEC sideline.
It's in the hallway, and we're inside of a studio. It's not going to do us much good.
Well, they can't have it blow air into the studio because if it did, it would come over the air.
You know,
You
it
can
reminds
kind of
me-
hear it in the background.
It reminds me of my freshman year at the University of Arizona when I was in the dorms. And it was coming from the Bay Area to Tucson, you're starting school in late August and September, and it's like 95 in the shade. I'm like, what the hell is this?
You guys didn't have AC?
Could not, AC, come on, man. I could not sleep. And I remember somebody got one of those powered fans and just put it in the middle of the hallway. And I literally just, got out of my room and slept in that damn thing.
No wonder all you guys did was start drinking.
That's right.
So, anyways,
Shout out Dirtbags.
the head coach has a reliever who's cruise control, 3 2/3, mowing guys down. Hadn't allowed a run in 10 innings. Goes to the bullpen. The closer comes in, 0-2 count. Fastball about yay high, yay wide over the heart of the plate. Dude deposits it onto the left field batting cages. Ties the game.
Oh.
And then in the 10th inning, another 2-out situation. Little bloop single to right field. Next ball, off the wall left. Guy has a full head of steam, scores, game over.
That hurts. Last week we lost our guy Pasta because he was a starting pitcher in the Alumni game.
Yeah, Pasta, how did that go?
Well, hold on. Let me qualify it. Do you know who he played? Because here I was thinking in the Alumni, taking on the varsity, as you often see.
Well, it was Reardon,
It was Reardon,
the Rabbits.
the Reardon Rabbits, where he is a graduate, played baseball, was a star writer, and obviously played for the team. Then he goes back for the Alumni game,
Yeah, he
which
ripped 'em,
typically
too.
you see where, at the college level, you'll see guys come back and play against the varsity, play against. You know who he pitched against? A bunch of 8th graders.
Pasta. These had to be high schoolers, right?
How is this my fault?
They were 8th graders. The catcher was this tall. He was 13 years old.
They were on the freshman team because the varsity coach did not feel like it was worth it for his guys, the varsity team,
Pasta's
to play the
knocking
alumni.
down 12-year-olds last week.
They were so small. It was a bunch of 40-year-old men playing against freshmen. And the umpire, I was about to hit, and then they had a pitcher warming up to face me. And the umpire comes over to me as I'm on the on-deck circle, and he goes, "They're getting smaller every year."
Dude, that might be the most roundabout, just backwards, backwood, cockamamie alumni game I've ever heard of. You didn't play the team?
We won, though. We beat
You
them.
should have won. You played prepubescence.
The varsity players were in our dugout because the coach said, go in and soak up information. These guys have a lot of insight on life. So it was kind of like a learning experience where the alumni got to come in and hang out with us.
Did you guys all share juice boxes afterwards?
There were hot dogs and no alcohol. The past
Well, of
alumni
course
games,
not.
there's been fireball.
Boxes. So, Pasta, did you bestow any wisdom upon the youths?
A little bit. I mean, I recognize some of the names from.
You told them to listen to Warriors This Week on Saturdays?
I
9 to
did.
noon?
These kids are watching. They're on Nickelodeon. Are you kidding me? They're up this morning. They're watching cartoons.
They asked why I was on the phone in straightaway center field during batting practice, and all I hear is, "Risotto, get off the phone." I was like, I'm talking to my guys.
Yeah, and all we heard was, there's a fly ball, guys. I got to go get it. Oh, well, no, that one landed a little bit too far. Sorry, guys. It was only a 2-minute hit. Tell all the guys we apologize. We'll send them a check. How about I'll compete in the alumni game next year? How about that? You give me a celebrity AB.
Yeah, we'll just say that you graduated. What year did you graduate high school?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
And you can go strike out some 9-year-old kid and come back and tell us all about it.
2012. Now, see, this is the thing about adulthood, Dan. You kind of, and you know this, you need those sort of moments to boost the ego because we both used to be athletes. We're no longer athletes. And if you really try and get out there and show and go in a game like that, you're playing basketball, you're playing baseball, you're playing football, one of two things is going to happen. Well, three things. One, you could get lucky. You might actually play well. Number two, and the most likely outcome is you're going to get hurt. And then number 3, you might have a 12-year-old take you deep, which is, according to Pasta, I think what was aiming to go down. The coach was trying to set him up for absolute egotistical failure.
So what you have to guard against for you guys that played baseball and you still want to be athletes, don't turn into softball guy. Like, don't be that guy. Don't try and relive your memories by putting on eye black and playing in these recreational softball leagues and coming to a game with multiple bats and 3 gloves. Like, just give it up. Like, come on, we're playing softball here. Don't be softball guy and going head first and taking out catchers, all right?
You see how far some of those guys hit that ball?
Oh, no.
I'm telling you, they know how to put backspin on it like no other. It's like a golf shot. The way they float it up in the air, and then you got, big-time Timmy Jim. He's got a gut the size of Arizona and arms and these wee little legs.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah, and all he has to do is jog around first base because he hits the ball a country mile. It's like Uncle Rico if you really got it together.
Uncle Rico.
Yeah. Well, Uncle Dano's in the house for Warriors this week. What caught your eye this week, Dan, about our beloved Dubs? Who, by the way, I realize that, we come in every single weekend and we try to make the most out of, at least for the last couple of weeks, not a whole lot. I'm not going to lie to you. The product we saw this week and that we will see tonight against the Los Angeles Lakers, and they play at 5:30 at Chase Center, Mark Grandy on the pre and post, it is not unwatchable.
No,
I've actually enjoyed these.
These guys have got a lot of fight, a lot of spirit. And I know that sounds really underhanded when a team is not very good. That's
kind of, that's entry-level stuff. You got to have fight.
But I think that
a lot of teams don't.
I want to say in the post-Steph, since Steph's been injured and everybody's like, oh, God, what now? No Butler, no Steph. This team hasn't been blown out. I know the Celtics came close, but they made that competitive towards the end, and I get it. It was pretty much a one-sided contest throughout. But I guess my point is that these guys, there's no quitting these dudes. They're all dog. Like, there's very little talent, and for what talent they don't have, they try and make up with just getting on the floor and knee burns, hustle plays. I mean, if you think about Pajemski, Spencer, Guy Santos being the poster child, they're all about, how did they get here? It's all about doing the other stuff. And that's sort of the personality of this team right now. If I was to say what's the identity, that's it.
I think they rip and run, man. Like, they play fast. And part of it is, in a couple of these games, they have not had not just Steph Curry, not just Kristaps Porzingis, a.k.a. general illness, but they haven't had Draymond Green. And I think that this team looks markedly different when they have not had some of these older players.
Oh,
Al Horford is a part of it too, but I think his style of play, just because he played with Boston, a team that is much more of a 5-out basketball group, like, to me, they have been playing without all the talent. They get up a ton of threes. They play fast. They try to get as many possessions in as possible. They do a decent job at taking care of the ball, though they didn't against New Orleans. And without Draymond, Steph, and Porzingis, in a couple of these games, especially I know that the Grizzlies are not going to impress anybody, and I realize that that's a team that absolutely has no intention of winning, unless, of course, who came to town last night they beat? I think it was Dallas. But they beat the Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. That little group right there, that pesky little plucky bunch.
I couldn't agree with you more as far as this team running when Steph and Draymond and even Jimmy Butler are not in the game. I've always maintained that. They were the slowest team in the league a year ago. The slowest team in that metric in terms of transitional basketball. One of the slowest. And I know that you can have fun at my expense, but one of the reasons why I was reluctant to let go of somebody like that of Trace Jackson Davis, if you ever spent time watching Trace Jackson Davis
10:30
when he was on the floor, you know what it is that he would always do? He would fill a lane. That dude, for a big man, would always run up the floor. And it's something that they just, for whatever reason, put no weight in, didn't recognize, or didn't feel as though it was a major factor going forward in terms of the overall scheme of how they want to play basketball. But Pajemski's going to run. All those boys, when you're young, that's what Steph used to run. Draymond used to run. All those boys were greyhounds. They go the full 94 feet. Your hair was on fire throughout the entire 48 minutes. You're not load managing when you're in your mid-20s or early 20s. So, yeah, it's refreshing to see guys want to go from rim to rim.
888-957-9570 is the number for Warriors this week.
Is that Trace Jackson Davis calling in?
That's Dan Devone. My name is Evan Giddings. And, Trace Jackson Davis, call in sometime between now and noon. We can get your calls in as well. He added Dan as a friend on LinkedIn for those who are just tuning into the show.
Is it toll-free from Toronto, from Canada?
I'll tell him, you know what, I'll pay for the long-distance calls. Oh, that reminds me, before I get to my point that you made about those great players when they were younger, I got a piece of mail, speaking of long-term calls, I got a piece of mail from a guy in prison, and he's a fan. And I don't know how to feel about it because I am ultimately incredibly grateful to anyone that is supportive of my career in any capacity. But I've never got a piece of fan mail from a jail. And it's like a makeshift letter kind of made out of, different printed out papers, clearly just thrown away sheets. But it had my resume. It had some words of advice, some words of wisdom written out like little, fortune cookie
That's awesome.
excerpts. And I just want to say thank you to JM for that. I had to share this with you.
I don't think prison should have any sort of bearing on that.
Well, I've never gotten
correspondence one way or the other.
Guru says I now have a pen pal.
That's awesome, man. Good for this guy. Maybe we could do it. Where is he? Is he in Rahway? Is he in Alcatraz? Well, Alcatraz isn't a prison any longer, but is he in San Quentin? Maybe we can do a remote.
Alcatraz.
We could be like Johnny
You can
Cash.
swim out there and go get him.
We could do Johnny Cash. We could do a concert live from a prison.
No, Love Lady, Texas.
Oh, wow. That's serious stuff.
Oh, it's pretty deep. Yeah, I did look it up, and he is convicted.
Okay. Do we want to say what he's convicted for?
No, I don't want to out him, but he's in jail. He sent me a website to go check out. I guess some nonprofit. Anyways,
dude, I think that's inspiring.
The fact that he listens obviously he listens. I thought was I appreciate that. So if there's any other jail hutches out there that love the show from on Saturdays, if you get a chance, call in. We'd love to talk to you.
Ex-cons, we're here for you as well.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, look at Pasta. He's on his way.
And anybody that's not doing time, 888-957-9570.
Pasta just got done beating up a bunch of 12-year-olds last week.
Even people that are doing time, 888-957-9570.
Warriors this week is a show for the people.
That's right, man.
Now, speaking of, I didn't have a transition there. Draymond Green, you said earlier that Pasta just lost it in the back. I wasn't trying to make a joke about jail, Draymond, whatever. So Draymond Green, you mentioned he
Am I
and
on
Steph.
YouTube right now? I'm looking at nothing.
Well, it should be down there on your right. You have a little.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But there's no camera. Usually there's a camera facing.
Well, this one over here is pointed at
is that
you,
me?
and that one's pointed at me.
All right.
They're new cameras. You're supposed to look shiny.
What the hell happened after within a week?
Your skin looks exfoliated.
All of a sudden, this place looks like it got ransacked.
Yeah, and now it's starting to get hot. You're going to be sweating by 9:30.
Like a bunch of convicts came in here and just took the place out.
We were on good terms with them, Dan.
Wait, they can't get me.
Yeah, the next piece of mail I get's not going to be very nice. So
No, I think that's inspiring, man. It really is.
Well, it was kind of out of
I
left
think we
field.
even need to qualify that they're in prison. Who the hell cares?
No, originally I'm looking at the address. I'm just like, sup, Prison Road, number 1. Okay.
You get a lot of fan mail?
No, not really.
What about like Steiny and those and Guru? Do they get a lot of?
People send them stuff. Yeah. We got a caller. Like I would say the most valued gift. Well, I think it was Chicago Jason, who's in our YouTube chat. He sent some cupcakes in for the office and for Steiny and Goo during football season. And they were nice cupcakes. I forget the establishment they ordered them from. They were nice cupcakes. And then there's this caller named Skinny Bob who lives in El Granada, and he lives on the back of a golf course. So he and his husky will walk out there and collect golf balls. And he just sends the office like these really, really nice golf balls. So I don't know about Steiny, but I took some of them the last time he sent them in, and I just got a box of, golf balls when I get out on the course.
Yeah.
Well, you probably play more golf than I do.
Well, that's what I mean. I'll send them my way. You know what you guys don't have to worry about? Like back in the day, now that things stream and you're basically simulcasted.
Yeah.
We're doing a show and you can also watch us as well. Back in the day when it was exclusive radio, there was always that, oh my God, I love this radio personality. And then you would go see them in person and there was always that, ooh, that's what you look like? There was that sort of like matching the voice with the physical sort of attributes or the lack thereof.
So is that why TV people went into TV? Because you wanted people to know that you were actually indeed good looking?
No, but I think TV is an entirely different animal because the first thing you do when you watch someone on TV, whether you're aware of this or not, you immediately like, oh, that person looks funny, or I like them, oh, weird tie, you got a big forehead, nice nose, whatever. We go through that mental checklist immediately because it's all optic driven.
Yeah, that's why
whereas radio, it's content. You're just listening.
Yeah, that's why you guys are sick in the head. Just constantly comparing yourself.
Well, back in the day,
looking at what you have and what you don't have.
When I was coming up, and I used to intern for Gary Radnich. This is like one summer when I was in college, and I remember that I used to have to go down and get sound. Like you'd go down and get sound from Will Clark, and you
couldn't pull it from Twitter?
You would stake out, yeah, right. You would stake out his locker. He'd be in the shower. It's probably the same thing now, right? You'd wait for these guys to come back.
Stick a microphone in their face.
And you're like one of 25 people. There's print, there's TV, and now I'm sure there's so much more because there's so many different outlets. But there would always be this rift between the TV guys and then the print people, because the print journalists always felt as though, look at these TV pretty people coming in here. Yeah, go get your little 5-second soundbite. Meanwhile, we're here to do real journalism. We're going to sit here and actually talk to Will Clark and find out what motivated him here today. You guys just want your little, there was always that tension. And when I was younger, I remember getting ribbed, like getting ribbed and getting pushed and just, like there was no respect, especially if they didn't know who you were. There was definitely sort of like a power structure.
Well, that's why I like the way that the Warriors have set up. They have press conferences set up now. I don't know if everyone does it because I haven't been in a ton of press conferences in different markets. But typically, if you have a question, the beat writers and the ones that are there every day get the first questions, which makes sense. So then they ask theirs. And then if you have one for, Kerr or Curry or Dre, whoever, then you raise your hand. And they give you the microphone and they say, all right, so-and-so's going first, then it'll be you, and then you ask your question. And you pray to God your question does not get asked right before that you have a chance to ask your question. Meanwhile, in major league locker rooms, I do know this for a fact, especially the Giants one, and then also at the Niners, it is a free-for-all. It is like, and reporters, especially some of the big ones, because you're talking about the way it was, kind of still the way it is. It's like a pack of hyenas down there. If you do not assert yourself and blurt out, Kyle, what'd you think of Trent Williams? Like, if you don't spit that out as fast as you can, but also in a semi-professional manner, you're just going to get talked over. Like, you are going to get ran over by someone who's got a question lined up. And I don't know how people, number one, don't just come off as D's all the time, because it feels like you're just talking over each other. And in the locker room for the Warriors, it's a little bit different because you can just go up and kind of, josh with guys. But I much prefer the podium, or I forget what it's called. Tim Jordan told me technically the podium is not the actual pulpit-looking thing.
The dais?
Yeah, the dais. So when they go to the dais, it's much easier with the way that Golden State has it set up than, say, Major League Baseball or the NFL.
Yeah, and it's funny because it goes from day to day, game to game, and hero to hero. And sometimes when you're covering baseball, there'll be a guy in a slump. And while his locker used to be crowded and people would stake it out because the guy was like one for May, nobody would go near it. He'd be sitting there putting his stuff on like, what happened? You guys don't want to talk to me anymore? And we've just moved on to whoever it is the next star is.
I never really liked those guys, though, because you could tell they wanted to, they kind of wanted the attention. I always tried to get it out of the guys who, didn't want to talk. Whether they were good or bad, those were always the most fun dudes to talk to. Like, there was a guy who I worked with in Erie in 2019, and his name was Anthony Castro.
Oh, you put in your time. North Dakota, Erie, Jesus.
Yeah, I was all over. But Castro was a guy he was a pretty good pitcher. He ended up, I think he got a cup of coffee with Toronto, played with Detroit a couple of years in the show, and I think he's still playing. But he would play the no hablo card every single day. I mean, and he spoke perfect English. This guy was bilingual, spoke Spanish, spoke English, was probably out of the Latin contingency on the team the best at English. And every single day, and he was really funny too. You'd see him in the locker room, chopping it up with teammates. He was a good Passoy player, cards, and But the moment that a microphone came out, he just turtled right up, just did not want to talk. So there's only one time that I got him to do a one-on-one where I could sit down and talk about, all right, where he's from in Venezuela, his path here. He'd had these different pitches that he was working on. And that was like one of my favorite interviews because I finally got Castro to open up and talk. And then all the rest of it, there wasn't a ton of media in Erie, but there was a lot of prospects on the team. So different, Baseball America people would travel in to try and talk to him. And Castro was one of those prospects. And every single time there was a roving media member that came in to try and, ask him about whatever his progress was through the minors. No hablo, papi. No hablo.
One more baseball nugget before we move on. Have you heard about this kid, Ryan Lambert?
Mm-mm.
You know Ryan Lambert? Of course Pasta does. So do you want to tell the story? So this kid got cut from his college baseball team. 2 years later, he's got invited to the New York Mets. He has a chance of making the Met roster.
Should have known it was New York.
You know how this guy made the team? You want to know what it is that he did? What put him over the top?
I just read this.
You know what he did? Just think about training or diet, what it is that this guy...
What, did he pull a Willie Mays Hayes and sleep outside the ballpark and then show up and outrun somebody?
He had 900 raw eggs in a month.
He ate 900 raw eggs.
He would eat power like maybe 30 raw eggs a day.
40
raw eggs a day.
That's the real Rocky.
And he attributes that to the reason he picked up like 5 miles on his fastball. Suddenly his slider's coming off the table.
I see what's going on here. Eating 40 raw eggs a day to throw him off the scent.
He does a bunch of other weird stuff too. Like he'll wake up in the morning and the first thing he'll do is like go in the sun.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that helps with.
Serious character, man. Of course he's with the Mets.
Don't drug test that guy. That's all I'll say.
Ryan Lambert, remember the name.
I will. Well, while we got a couple minutes here, 10 minutes ago I was going to make this point about Draymond Green. But I think it can kickstart, hopefully, a conversation. And again, the number is 888-957-9570. I think my question that I want to start with today is, do you enjoy watching this product right now for Golden State? A product that is clearly, in my opinion, much more 2026 NBA basketball. They're running. They're taking a lot of threes. They do make some mistakes. They move the ball. And to me, they're playing with an energy and an exuberance that has not been there for the majority of the year. Is it going to get them to the playoffs? I don't know. Is it going to win them around? I have even more doubts. But for right now, with the position they're in, with the amount of injuries that they've sustained, this is the path forward. And to me, it's going to keep them competitive. And it's a reason why, and I'll tell you on the other side, I think they got a pretty good chance tonight against LeBron. But this happened 17 times. What, you turn it off. You don't.
I know.
You don't leave it going.
Can I answer that question for you?
No, you can't. You got to answer that phone call. Is that C?
Yeah.
All right.
Trace Jackson Davis.
I swear to God, if that was TJD and you just hung up on him, man, I wanted to talk to that guy. No, Draymond used to be the poster child for getting up and down the floor fast. You remember when Draymond used to rip a rebound down back? This is like even 4 or 5 years ago. He used to be able to rip down a rebound and sprint full court. Like, I swear to God, Draymond Green was the king of give me that board, and not even with a place to go, but just try and beat the defense back up the court. Maybe you can sneak him for a layup. Maybe Steph is, trailing and you can get it to him in a transition triple type situation. Draymond Green used to be the guy that was beating defenses up the floor, and now other teams are beating him up the floor.
And so was Steph, or he'd throw that outlet to Steph at midcourt, and Steph had legs too. To answer your question, we'll get more into this after the break. No, this product is not good right now. Yes, they have a lot of hustle, and yes, they're younger and they run, but this is boring as hell.
The 925 disagrees. Yes, I do enjoy watching this version of the Warriors when Draymond is not on the court. Faster, free, more fun. Shout out Debbie in Livermore. Boxing Gerson working to return his text line. More of Dan's phone calls on the other side when we come back on Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Xfinity Tech Support. Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote.
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Discover a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026.
This is an important message for anyone struggling with $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or personal loans. Due to ongoing inflation, job loss, and the rising cost of living, many Americans are facing overwhelming credit card balances. If you're drowning in credit card debt, you may qualify for powerful debt relief options currently being offered by National Debt Relief that can significantly reduce what you owe. You don't have to declare bankruptcy or take out a debt consolidation loan. You could qualify for this debt relief option and only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe. Act now to see if you qualify. With thousands of 5-star reviews online and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, National Debt Relief has helped over 1 million consumers with their debt that qualified for this relief option. So don't wait. Call the Debt Reduction Hotline now. Dial 800-428-5757. 800-428-5757. That's 800-428-5757.
All right, I need avocados, bananas, salad, steak.
Wow, does your grocery list have multiple pages?
No, but I skipped lunch, so now it's like my stomach is doing the grocery shopping. And besides, I'm earning cash back with Upside.
Upside? What's that?
Hold up, you haven't heard of it? Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you shop at gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants. And they added Lucky and Food Max stores, so we're pretty much covered wherever we go.
All those stores?
Yep, so not only are we getting a great deal on groceries, now we can earn cash back as well.
Okay, downloading Upside. Now let me copy your grocery list.
Great news! Lucky and Food Max are now on Upside. Download the Upside app and use the promo code SAVE9 to earn a 10% cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. That's promo code SAVE9 for a 10% cashback bonus. Use promo code SAVE9.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
From Carriage House to glass aluminum doors, R&S Doors has a full line of commercial and residential garage doors and gates to suit anyone's taste and budget. Visit rsdoors.com. R&S Doors. Look for the red truck.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus an extra $100 off all mattresses. And Saturday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
As the owner, coach, and quarterback of your small business, you call the shots. From inventory to payroll and more. Now it's time to bring in LendSeek, your funding MVP. No delay of game here. Get up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours for business lines of credit or term loans. Let LendSeek's AI marketplace assist you in making the winning play and score that touchdown. Apply at lendseek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Hey, it's Willard and Dibbs for Safeway. Enjoy these amazing deals for members. And as always, save up to 20% weekly on hundreds of exclusive offers from Safeway. Just clip the highlighted deals from the weekly mailer, or click the deals in the For You section of the Safeway app to breeze through checkout. Signature Select chicken, boneless, skinless breast, thighs, or wings, just $2.99 per pound. And speaking of wings, it's time for Dan Dibley to spread his.
Yeah, I'm your wingman. 1 pound of Driscoll's Juicy Strawberries, 2 for $4. And for value shoppers this week, you can get 10 items for $10. Mix and match. Member price just $1 each. Selected varieties. See store for full list of participating items.
That's kind of like a participation sensation.
Cha-ching.
These and other great deals are available in the weekly mailer and the For You section on the Safeway app. Safeway makes it very easy for you to save money on the items you already buy. So go to Safeway.com for more details, and Dibs and I, we will see you in the aisles.
Go for gold at Kiki's Breakfast Cafe. Start strong with fluffy, famous large pancakes and fresh brewed coffee. Fuel your morning the winning way at Kiki's, or order to go at kikis.com for a chance to win a $50 gift card, courtesy of Kiki's. Enter at 957thegame.com.
The 0-2 pitch, the runner goes, and it is swung on and hit deep to left field. Back there is Ross. He's at the track. He's at the wall, and it's gone. UNLV down to its final strike. A pinch hit, 2-run home run, and we are tied. Captain Clutch Gavin Taylor off the bench, and it's 4s on the board. Wow.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Not Miguel Rojas in Game 7, I can tell you that. Wow. You know what that wow is from? By the way, this is a Warriors show. That was because I had started packing up my stuff because the game was over. I started packing up my gear. I put my computer in my bag. You know, it's like during the crossover here at 95.7 The Game. You see Steiny like start packing up. The game. The game's over. My work is done. I'm trying to get out of there as quickly as possible so that I can get to a nearby Mexican spot that closes at 9:30 in San Jose. And this guy hits a freaking 2-strike pinch hit, 2-run homer to tie the game. So not only do I have to stay to do the bottom of the 9th inning, but in all probability, we are going to extras. And in my mind, this game is going to go 16 innings. So the wow was out of... Did you just play it right on top of it? Play it again, Pasta?
That was incredible timing.
Wow. That wow came... It was more of a pained wow than a, oh my God, wow. You know what I mean?
Good call, man. Do you have a preference now, baseball or basketball?
I really like hoops, which is why, to kind of take you guys behind the scene, this doesn't happen a lot, but I'll take you into the life of a part-time play-by-play broadcaster. So obviously I call games outside of here, and I have a game for Santa Clara. I do their home baseball games, but during basketball season, I do St. Mary's men's on television and then St. Mary's women's as well. And I got a text this morning at 7:55 a.m. Good morning. Any chance you're interested / available to do play-by-play on the radio for Cal men's basketball versus Pitt today at 1 o'clock? Yes, of course I'm interested. I'm not available, though, because you told me 5 hours before the game.
But if you were available, you got to do it.
Yes, if I was available,
you intimated that
I would
it wasn't
let you
enough.
and Pasta do the rest of the show.
You intimated that it wasn't enough time for you to prep.
No. Prep is not the problem. The issue is that I already have another obligation.
No, I know. But if you didn't have that obligation, you sure as hell could do the game.
Yeah, of course. I would leave. I could call the game. We'd get done at 12. I could leave here, get to Berkeley in 30 minutes. Takes 15 minutes to walk up that damn hill to get to the Haas Pavilion. Sit my ass down 15 minutes before the game and be able to call it with no knowledge of either two rosters. Although I know Cal pretty well. But, yeah, I'd be able to do that.
How's Madsen doing?
Dude, they're on the bubble. Like, they're good.
Really?
Yeah, they just came off a big win against SMU. And it was a win that, if they had lost, it was one of those swing games. Like, they're, middle of the pack in the ACC, and you're bidding right now for positioning in the tournament. So, top 4 get super buys, and then the next 4 get buys, and then the bottom 4, and beyond that, I think there's 16 total teams. But you got to play, to get to the next round. Cal was in that middle sort of tier to get a bye. So that win, assuming they take care of business today against Pitt, can help them go deeper in the ACC tournament, which should position them to get them a crack at the NCAA tournament, which they have not made, I believe, since Jaylen Brown played at Cal. So, yeah, Cal's very good. Mark Maxon's doing a great job.
I haven't followed Cal basketball aside from that 1 year where Jaylen Brown was a freshman, then he opted, obviously, to the NBA and the Boston Celtics. The rest is history. But prior to that, it was Lamont Murray and Jason Kidd and company going way back to the day. Well, Alfred Grigsby.
Who was my guy? They had this little point guard. I think it was George. He had unlimited range, though. Like he would take 28, 30-footers.
You know what? I got to be honest with you. I know you probably follow college basketball a lot more than I. I'll come clean. I don't know who these guys are until the tourney starts. Obviously, keeping an eye on what's going on with Peterson and, Boozer, because a lot of this, these guys are so good this year that there's a few that jump out at me.
You like Boozer?
Oh, yeah, he's a good player.
I have my doubts.
Yeah.
He reminds me a little of Hansborough.
The banter, though. I know last week we were talking about...
Oh, you're out on AJ?
No, I'm thinking that, Peterson's good, but when you got a guy 6'9" who can do all that, like the banter, I don't know, man. If I got that number one pick... And listen, I'm not about to reign and jump online and say, oh, Peterson's a head case and he's the next Ben Simmons, but it is something to think about, but I'm not ready to go there. Just straight up talent... Like, DeBance's for real.
Well, I think it's fair to question someone like Peterson's love of the game, but DeBance doesn't have that issue, at least to my knowledge. But what was I going to say?
Why the hell is he at BYU? Is he a Mormon? Ah, that Mormon money.
Dude, it's the biggest NIL deal in the history of college basketball.
Really?
Let's go, San Francisco.
I think shout out Lori. I think it was like $8 million.
Really?
I mean, he got cashed. All right, 888-957-9570 is the number. This is Warriors This Week. Dan Devone, Evan Giddings. Let's go to Joe, who's in Burbank. Joe, kick us off. What's up, man? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. We're ready for another great show. You guys always put on a great show. Really appreciate the effort.
Thanks, Joe.
Really appreciate that. On your topic, I love watching the young guys, Guy Santos, Will Richard, Quentin Post, Pat Spencer. I got to see a little bit of, I know I'm not pronouncing it probably the right way, but Malevi Leon played a little bit. And the guy's like 6'9", he can handle and rebound. Seems like he knows what he's doing. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more of him with his height. He can rebound, and he seems like he can play some D. So love watching young guys. With the veterans, if you want to call it Curry and Cast, sometimes they spend so much, about half the shot clock trying to get Steph open. And a lot of times when they're double teaming him, it doesn't work out that well. It's hard for him to get open. So I really love this style of basketball. Really, really love it. It's fun to watch them. I love watching young players. I had a question for you guys. And I wanted to ask your opinion on it, which I value. I kind of, I'm in that category of fans that would kind of like to hold on to draft picks and start to get some young players to build for the future. If you looked at, let's say, their next 5 draft picks, the reason it seems that the draft picks are so important is for the obvious reason, more often than not, you're not going to hit on a pick. So if you got 5 draft picks, maybe you're going to hit on 2, maybe 3, probably just 2, who knows. But in order to find that young player and hit that young player, you got to keep drafting. And so I hope that's the case. But the question I wanted to ask both of you guys is, what I'm concerned with is this summer, where the Warriors decide to take, I don't know whether they're going to have the 15th through the 19th, whatever. But I'm concerned that they're going to go ahead and take that pick, add it to a player, and trade it for another veteran to help them next year. And so the question that I have for you is basically, instead of, when you look at the young players coming out of the draft now, especially this year, there's a lot, but a lot of them are one and done, and you don't know what you're getting. So, and as exciting as it is to look at the top 5 or 6, whatever, you just never know what you're going to get. And I don't understand sometimes, like you would think the Warriors might stay away from drafting a young guy with little experience now after some bad experiences. But, when like in this coming draft, and then I'll let you guys answer the question and I'll get out of your hair. In this year's draft, there's going to, obviously, when you get further down in the first draft round, there's going to be somewhere possibly a player like Peyton Pritchard. If you remember, Peyton Pritchard was drafted 26th in the 2020 draft.
Good call. That
guy could start as a point guard for half the team, probably a third of the teams in the NBA. He is good. So the question I have for you guys is, I would rather see them take a guy that doesn't have as high ceiling but has played 3 or 4 years of college, and a guy like Pritchard that, because maybe his height, whatever. I'd rather get a guy that looks like he can help right away and he's consistent like Pritchard than trade that first round pick and a player to get another veteran. What do you guys think about that?
I got you, Joe. Well, excuse me. I think that's kind of that's always the rock and hard place, right? Because I think the Warriors are in this spot because they drafted 3 players, 2 of which that were, projects, right? Wiseman and Kaminga. And I would kind of throw Moody into that category just because he only played 1 year of college. But you're obviously hoping to hit on a guy that has a lot of potential. Recently, I think they have drafted more pro-ready players with lower ceilings, right? Pajemski, and then some of their second-round picks. You have
Trace Jackson
Davis, Quentin Post, who played 5 years of college. Will Richard played 4 years. Those are the pro-ready guys. I think it's so tough because I get what you're saying, Joe, and someone like Peyton Pritchard is also a great story of development. I mean, he didn't come into the league and was able to average 16 to 20 like he is now. It took him like 5 years to get there. But I do think that you have to try and get as much talent as possible and hope that it pops. Because if you're drafting these pro-ready players without a ton of talent, are they going to play well? Sure. But eventually they're going to run into a wall, which brings us back to what we were talking about with this specific team. I like watching this team. I think they're playing well together. But there's clearly a ceiling on how far this team can go. And it's not as high as anybody wants it to be. I think it's kind of right where they are. I think they are a play-in team. They're a team that could get out of the 7-8 game and get to the first round, in all probability to get beat, maybe swept. And that's what this season is going to turn into with these kinds of guys. So I generally lean into, I think if you have a chance to get into the lottery, you do it, you take your swing, and you hope that it pans out.
Yeah, this is an exciting team with a lot of overachievers, but they're all role players on a good team.
Yeah.
And you don't win with role players. So, yes, while Guy Santos' hustle and hitting on a guy like Quentin Post and Trace Jackson Davis is no longer there. Say what you will about Brandon Pajemski, but Brandon Pajemski has been very good on this basketball team. It's just, this is a league, and it always has been and will continue to be a league of stars. So, yes, the recent history has not been good, but it's like playing blackjack. At some point, you got to think that those cards are going to turn, and you can't always screw this up, but you still have to dive into the deep end. And what I mean by that is you got to go find those foundational pieces that are young with a high ceiling, even though there is the element of there's a huge risk that it could be another James Wiseman. It can't deter you from going out and finding the stars of tomorrow, because that's how you win in this league. It's not with subordinate players or a supporting cast, but rather you have to find those guys who are your lead characters and your star players. And the way you do that, get into the draft, get into the lottery, and don't get hesitant simply because you screwed the last 2 up or last 3.
Yeah, you can't have a supporting actor in a leading role. Otherwise, the movie is not going to be as good. Like last night, I'm watching this movie called, have you seen Snatch?
Yeah, kidding me?
Yeah, Guy
Brad
Ritchie.
Pitt?
Yeah, but that's the point.
The Gypsies?
It has stars, the Pikeys, all over. The stars are all over. Benicio del Toro, Brad Pitt, right. Jason, Frankie Four Fingers, great early character. But my point is, Jason Statham is kind of the leading guy, but not in a standalone. It's a compilation of a lot of stars and a lot of really good actors that makes a great movie. But if it was just Jason Statham, of which he's gone on to have a successful career, and he makes some good movies, those movies ain't bringing home awards. They ain't bringing home hardware. You know what I mean? So you got to have those role guys in role positions. And right now, to me, the Warriors, they have role players playing well, but in lead acting roles. Like Brandon Pajemski. I think he's a best supporting actor. But when he's been in over his head, when he's played over, when he's had to start, I think he gets himself into trouble. But you can see that if they have Steph, if they had Jimmy, Porzingis comes in, along with a couple, if he comes off the bench, he can help you do some things. And so I just feel like that's where the Warriors, they're having, 6th, 7th, and 8th guys having to play 2, 3s, and 4s, and that's why they're eventually going to run into trouble. That's why, to your point, if you do end up getting back into the draft this year, which I think is a probability, I would hope that they keep that pick and try to find someone, or Mike Dunleavy get a crack at maybe a top 12 pick if you don't get out of the play-in. Do you give yourself a swing in the lottery and try and find some guy with talent? And it's not going to be DeBoncha, but could it be a guy that could step in his rookie season, help you out both now and later? I think so. And I realize that people are skewed by their recent selections, and maybe most importantly, the treatment of those selections. The lack of fostering, the lack of perceived development, which we could get into if you want. But I don't think that the evidence of them missing on, let's say, Wiseman and Kaminga, and if you want to throw Moody in there, you can, is a reason to not try and go back into the draft.
Not at all. I think the question going forward is, how do you maintain the balance of what is good with the Warriors right now, which is a young team with young legs, and young fellas just want to run the full 94 feet, which is why you're seeing them get out and go. And suddenly it's sort of new to us. They're like, whoa, this is what basketball looks like. We've grown so accustomed now to aging basketball players. How do you maintain the balance? And this is the problem when you didn't hit reset and didn't pick a lane and just go all in with being young, but trying to get old and have these young players where now it's just sort of a mess. But how do you maintain the energy when Steph and or Butler and then Draymond Green has more of a significant role when Steph Curry is back into the fold? Because the one thing, I always point this out with Steph Curry, we all love him, but Steph Curry is so good at this, but he load manages throughout the course of a game. LeBron James load manages as well as anybody. They disguise it. If Steph Curry is driving to the hoop and he misses and he thinks he gets fouled, he's going to chirp at the ref, but that's just sort of a beard and or a smokescreen so he doesn't have to hustle and get back defensively. If he makes a turnover, he's going to lower his head and just go, man, I should know better, but he's not hustling back defensively. He's taking time off so that he has legs in the fourth quarter. And you can embrace that with maybe one player, but when you have multiple players that are playing that way, you lose a lot in transition. So now you have this team that likes to run, but at some point you're going to have to incorporate these older players, and there's a bit of an imbalance there.
Well, yeah, they're formerly great players, but as they age, more of their flaws have become exposed. And I don't think that's happened more than a guy like Draymond Green. So now you're in a position where you have to you almost have to hide him a little bit. And I do think that Draymond plays a lot better with Curry. The majority of people do. But without him, there's just been such a stark contrast between how the team looks with him and without him. And I also think it's because someone like Al Horford, who is 39 years old, but his game has evolved over the course of time to play a little more like this modern run and gun, up and down shooting style of basketball. The Warriors take the most threes in the NBA. So if you're shooting a lot of threes, you need productive three-point shooters, of which Draymond Green is not. Guy Santos is not a knockdown sniper, but he can absolutely hit a couple of threes. And Guy Santos right now is shooting 39% from three-point range. You're looking around at guys that they're having non-volume shooters take volume shots, but Pat Spencer's shooting 38.5%. Moses Moody is now above 40%. I think that's why they acquired someone like Kristaps Porzingis, who's a high 30s type of three-point shooter. That factors into what they're trying to do more. And at least offensively, it's kind of made Draymond, it's made him a negative, honestly.
Did you see him against New Orleans? Like, the Pelicans literally said, we're not going to defend you.
That's what everyone's doing.
No, but some teams will just give him space and they'll sag off and clog the middle. They literally did not guard him. There were offensive sets and trips down the floor where the Pels just said, let's double over here, or whoever's guarding Draymond, hedge over here. Like, there wasn't a defender within 10 feet of him. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This might be the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen for a so-called future Hall of Famer.
This is a super chat on YouTube. Alan Day Sr. donating for $5. We appreciate it to say, as long as you have Kerr, who's a fraud head coach that's doing GM duties, you better stay away from drafting. Yeah, I don't know about all that, but I appreciate the comment.
Dunleavy's been good.
Yeah, I think Dunleavy's drafted well considering the spots he's had. I mean, Pajemski was late teens. That's the highest pick he's had so far.
Yeah.
Didn't have a first-round pick this year.
Yeah. If you were to redraft, as they like to do, as Bill Simmons likes to do, the drafts where Dunleavy picked, all those guys that he took would have been mid to high first round.
Yeah, like maybe is there a guy in there that you might want more? Perhaps, but I don't think you can look around at any of those spots and say, yeah, they missed on that.
Yeah. They
just haven't found a player from those positions that has really popped, and that's one of the reasons why they're so dependent on these aging stars. All right.
Speaking of the Pels, Zion, man, what?
You like him?
No, he's not getting hurt anymore, and he's playing well. But I was watching him the other night going, yeah, he's good, and he's putting up decent numbers, but it's like, what happened? He used to be like the star. Now it's just like, meh.
Well, I think he's probably trying. He's a guy who's playing not to get hurt.
I know, but he used to be Zion.
But he's not playing with Recklin and Bannon anymore. He can't.
I know, but he used to be that guy. Like, if he was playing, he was must-watch TV. Remember? He was just like the centerpiece. Now he's just like, in a brief 2 years, yeah, and all the injuries have taken its toll. But it's just like, you're a jag, man. You're just another dude.
They've won 3 in a row, by the way. That's a team that, like, one of the reasons, and this flew under the radar, I forget who was talking about it this week, but New Orleans, yes, they're 18 and 42 now, but they can't tank because they don't have a first-round pick. So that's a team that's still going out and playing hard every night. They're just not very good. And I think that might be why, I don't know, like, let me throw this by you. Do you think that the Warriors, well, no, they beat Denver, but Denver was on a third game in 4 nights. Like, do you think that, maybe we're a little under the guise of, all right, the Warriors are just playing teams that are trying to lose, and that's why they're looking so good, because
it's part of it.
Simply they're trying and the other teams aren't.
Yeah, I think the imbalance of the NBA, there's a lot of teams that are the benefactors of that, because you have a third of the league that is tanking right now. My favorite tank job, you see what's going on in Utah? Utah is clearly tanking, but you see what the NBA did? This is unprecedented. They sent an independent doctor to Utah and said, let's see about these injuries that apparently Lauri Markkanen can't play and all these sort of injuries that you're sitting. So they sent an independent doctor to actually determine as to whether or not.
Well, you see what they did then, right? They basically just had these guys get small surgeries and shut them down for the season.
Well, yeah, they have injuries, but
didn't Nurkic have it was like a nose or something?
But he's probably had that nose issue for the last 5 years.
He got plastic surgery and they shut him down for the season.
But here's what's interesting about Utah.
He's got a big nose.
Here's what's interesting about Utah is that they're going full on conspiracy. If you talk to anybody in Utah, you want to know who they think is behind all of this? OKC. They think OKC is blowing into the ear of that of the NBA and saying you need to send an independent doctor because they got the unprotected pick. So it behooves them to fall out of the top 8 for Utah. And of course, if they don't, then it's OKC that gets that pick. So OKC is putting 2 and 2 together and saying, listen,
wow,
you're tanking. And so here's Utah going, we know who's behind all of this. An independent doctor. Give me a break. We know it's OKC. So there's a lot of things that are at work, a lot of moving parts with the tank job that is Utah.
Well, when we return, Pasta is going to play the role of independent doctor for...
If he's not knocking down a little Jimmy, who's,
I'm not a doctor, so...
just wants his orange slices and his juice box and to go home in the station wagon.
Yeah, Pasta is just mowing down 12-year-olds left and right.
Oh.
Did you have a strikeout dance you did? You point at him?
I did show up an ump at one point. He didn't call a fastball right down the middle, and I walked off the mound, and then he didn't call it, so I had to walk back.
That reminds me. I got to talk to Pasta.
By the way, strike zone must be a little challenging when kids are 4'11", right?
It was tough.
After shoulders takes on a whole other meeting.
All right, so I'm going to tell you what I did. I saved Scott and Berkeley for the other side because this guy we're going to roll out the red carpet for. I didn't want to do what you do and go to him with a minute left and cut him off at the end of the segment.
Yeah, you never want to shoehorn Scott from Berkeley when you got 30 seconds left.
Shoehorning is not an option. Hang on, Scotty. We'll get to you on the other side. More of your calls, 888-957-9570. How are you feeling about the Warriors right now? This product. They play the Lakers. They got Luka. They got Reeves. They got LeBron coming to town. Can the Warriors take them? If so, why or why not? All ahead on Warriors this week on 95.7 The Game. Wow.
Hey, it's Willard and Dibs for Safeway. Enjoy these amazing deals for members. And as always, save up to 20% weekly on hundreds of exclusive offers from Safeway. Just clip the highlighted deals from the weekly mailer or click the deals in the For You section of the Safeway app to breeze through checkout. Signature select chicken, boneless, skinless breasts, thighs, or wings, just $2.99 per pound. And speaking of wings, it's time for Dan Dibley to spread his.
Yeah, I'm your wingman. 1 pound of Driscoll's Juicy Strawberries, 2 for $4. And for value shoppers this week, you can get 10 items for $10. Mix and match. Member price just $1 each. Selected varieties. See store for full list of participating items.
That's kind of like a participation sensation.
Ka-ching.
These and other great deals are available in the weekly mailer and the For You section on the Safeway app. Safeway makes it very easy for you to save money on the items you already buy. So go to Safeway.com for more details, and Dibs and I, we will see you in the aisles.
Your home's equity. It's value you've already earned. That's already yours. But for too many homeowners, it's locked away. I'm talking about thousands of dollars just sitting there, not helping with today's needs, not helping with tomorrow's plans. That's where Unlock comes in. Unlock helps you access your equity through a home equity agreement so you can use your money for the things that matter most to you. So ask yourself this: how much can you unlock? Find out at unlock.com/home. Let's unlock yours.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Use home equity responsibly.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Tune in to 95.7 The Game for Warriors Live, 60 minutes before tip-off. Every Warriors game throughout the season as we get ready for the action. Presented by Xfinity, your home court advantage. Brought to you by Xfinity. Watch all your favorite teams all in one place. Xfinity. Imagine that.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I left the pizza box on top of my car before driving home. Not smart. Oh, and a semi just turned my deep dish into a thin crust.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Join 95.7 The Game in celebrating Women's History Month at Women's Heritage Day, March 7th at History Park in San Jose. Don't miss this free family-friendly event. Brought to you by History San Jose, Mosaic America, and Chicana Alianza for Liberatory Engagement. For more info, visit 957thegame.com.
Fox Sports Radio. Did you know we're on YouTube? Did you know you can find all of your favorite shows on YouTube?
Look at us. We're waving at you right now.
Did you know that you can find the best clips and the best videos from your favorite shows?
All the interviews, clips, everything is there.
This is why you're the smartest listeners in the world.
Completely agree.
Because you went to YouTube and you searched Fox Sports Radio, and you are the ones that hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You're the ones that watch videos from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LeVar Arrington.
You can't even make this up. You got some holy water in your bag, baby.
Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd. Wow. Cavino and Rich, The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Think about that for a second.
And The Ben Maller Show. Fox Sports Radio. On YouTube.
That's strong stuff.
By searching Fox Sports Radio.
Check us out on YouTube, subscribe, hit that thumbs up icon, and comment away.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union. Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Bye, Felisa.
Hey. Yeah, Dan Devon's fine ass.
Bye, Felicia.
Here on Warriors
Bye,
This
Felicia.
Week. Woohoo!
Bye, Felisa. If I was in baseball, or if I was doing, say I was at the MLB network and still doing television, that would be my home run call.
Bye, Felicia?
Yeah.
That's not bad. Might have to
William Damas to left field. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia.
That's not bad. You know, they're always, like, I feel like the best calls, and I'm not just me, but like when I hear them.
What song is that? What the hell are you doing?
I was actually going to ask you to cue up Song of the Week.
What is it?
The Animals.
What do you got? Oh, the Animals.
Yeah, House of the Rising Sun.
Nice. Now.
Yeah.
Now you get the game. Thank you.
That's my song of the week.
That's real music.
House of the Rising Sun.
You know what I listened to this past week? You'd appreciate this. God, what was that? Oh, you're probably, I know this is not you because it's rock and it's early rock.
Well, it depends.
But it was Live Aid with Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody.
I like Queen.
Oh, Freddie Mercury. You know, it took him 10 years to write that song.
Really?
Yeah, it's like an opera. He could join like this operatic sort of thing he put together and rock. It's like the backstory on how he put together Bohemian Rhapsody is amazing.
Well, it's one of the most complicated, like, that's one of the songs that if you're out doing karaoke and someone picks Bohemian Rhapsody, number one,
good luck.
What are you doing? Number two, you got a lot of confidence and you have spent a lot of time trying to figure out that song. So I was hanging out with Jersey, our guy Ken Luttrell, Jersey Ken, and it's not really a drop. He's a part of the show.
I know, but that's
pasta.
Random drop.
So Ken he's big into rock. He actually used to be in a metal band.
Wow.
He showed me this video. He's got the long hair, cut off shirt. Ask him about it. And he's like, well, who are your favorite guitarists of all time? I was like, I don't know. I think Jimmy's the GOAT. Like, yeah, I like Hendrix. He just goes down a list of guys, and then he starts going into frontmen. And he started with Freddie Mercury. He was like the best frontman ever or one of them certainly is Freddie Mercury.
No doubt.
And then he starts going through, YouTube videos and showing me this. I'm like, wow. So, yeah, I'm 100% with you. This
Freddie Mercury was, they don't know where he's buried?
What?
Yeah, he asked that he be at an undisclosed private location, so no one has any idea where he's buried.
Where would you be buried?
Hawaii, probably, next to Pops. He's in a...
St. Ignatius?
Out in Hawaii? No. I don't have a lot of allegiance to high school. I'm not taking part.
Presidio?
I'm not taking part in the alumni games, striking out, 12-year-old kids.
Well, the Cherries, they actually throw their varsity guys
Hey,
out
Pasta,
there.
do you know the origin of the rabbits and the cherries? I was trying to explain to Ev, like, when I was in high school and doing my thing.
This is the dumbest thing
If somebody
I've ever
called you a
heard.
cherry, you were ready to show hands. I'm like, now that I think in retrospect, like, what the hell? Why was I so insulted at being a cherry?
I don't know the backstory, but I do know that we called them cherries all the time. And we didn't get called rabbits as much, but we called SI cherries for sure.
Why was Reardon rabbits?
It probably goes back to like the 80s, I think.
Wow. Way back then.
70s, 80s.
Yeah, before my time. The fact that you guys fought over being called a rabbit is a freaking joke. You get thicker skin.
Freddie Mercury, best vocalist.
Certainly one of them.
I was telling you, the Kings of Leon, why I like them is because you got to check out their drummer, man. I think it's Nathan Fallahill.
Well, I did listen to that song that you sent me. It was good.
Sex on Fire.
Yeah. No, it was a good song.
If this guy for the Warriors does anything there, I'm giving you the new tag. You can call him King and Leon.
Oh, Marlevy?
Yeah.
That's a good nickname. Dude,
Listen to my man Nathan on drums.
It's really good. Marlevy Leon, he's got to bulk up a little bit. He looks like a college player. I think he's young, though. He fits in. Speaking of the Warriors, all right, we saved him for the other side, which is now. Let's go to Berkeley, B-Town. Talk to Scotty. Scotty, floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, back at you.
By the way, I do appreciate being held till after the break because Lord knows I do talk too much. But Evan, yesterday when you were on with Steiny and Steiny was, having his Larry Bird love, and he was talking about the game when Julius freaked out on him. That was a preseason game.
I do. I know everything about that game because I've heard about it from Steiny 17,000 times.
What game is this?
Oh God,
the game where
it was
Julius punched Bird.
After Larry had dropped 42 on him in 3 quarters.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean it was just yesterday. I was watching Fortenbaugh on Get Up.
We call him Fade.
And Joe brought up. He has an interesting guy. He has a belief that the Lakers will drop out of the top 6 and into the play-ins and get knocked out of the play-ins, which means that somebody has to move up.
Yep.
Now with the situation also with Phoenix and Brooks' hand being broken, he probably won't be back until I guess maybe the first week in April. You're kind of looking at the Warriors and saying they could move up into the 5 and 6, and then you'll get the couple of extra days for the play-in games, and then you're just kind of looking at the top 4 is probably not going to be settled until maybe Tuesday of the last week. So I'm kind of thinking. So you're just looking at a matchup and thinking get beyond that and everything else. But ultimately, going back to the last block and talking about where the Warriors go as they begin to slide down, from somebody who, of course, had to watch everything that went on with the team between 1977 and 2012. You're kind of going, I want people to appreciate this era because the Curry era is equivalent now to the Duncan era in San Antonio. I wouldn't say Shaq and Kobe. I would probably put them more in Showtime category. and the six titles in Chicago. You know, I mean, you're going to have to appreciate this time, because when you look at what happened in the 45 years, the team didn't draft well. There were curious decisions made when they did draft well. And some of the, you know, I mean, I know you guys have heard for years from some of the faithful about Joe Barry Carroll and how much he's been despised. My problem with that is that, do you despise a guy who basically got traded for, you know, is it about him and his lack of passion, or was it the idea that Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale went the other way?
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's one of those things where but I mean, you know, and again, you look at some of the things they did right. Even in drafting Mitch Richmond was far and away to me the best pick until Steph of that period. And then the worst thing happens when Mitch gets traded for Billy Owens. It's, you know, you just kind of go through this thing and you're going, appreciate what you got now, because if this thing keeps sliding down, it's not going to be nice. By the way, it is DeBonsta ahead of Peterson. Peterson, for some reason, reminds me of the year that Kyrie Irving played at Duke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fabulous talent, but you just wonder about his head. DeBonsta is going to be a beast.
Mm.
An absolute 3-level beast.
I got you, Scotty. A lot of good stuff there. Yeah, I'll take Kyrie. He mentioned something early in the call about the seating, and this
was that at about 9:30?
Scott, don't take it personal. We love you. Call in next week, please. We'll carve out 5 minutes. Well, you were supposed to get Trace Jackson Davis. Don't be coming down the road to the callers.
He stood me up.
Yeah.
Instead, I got Cease calling me, telling me.
Flake. Yeah. Yeah. Is there any way we could get her on?
She would never do this.
Why not?
No, this is not her thing.
Well, she doesn't have to talk about Trace Jackson Davis.
No, she is. Just, let me tell you, this is.
She can tell your secrets.
Thing. Very, very.
She can reveal more about
introverted.
The secretive, the super. You're like James Bond, man. No one actually knows anything about you.
That's why we get along. It's because I'll be watching a sporting event and she has no interest, man, which is fine with me. Like, go do what you're doing.
What love is going to look like in X years. Just me in one room and the wife in the other.
You don't want the wife. Well, maybe you do. Coming in for the Super Bowl and saying, no, come on, man.
I know you guys are simpatico. Don't worry about it.
You guys need to, where's the safety blitz? Is that what your wife?
The safety blitz?
No, I want my wife.
I want her breaking down a cover, too.
Yeah, well, they're out there.
Jan at Mountain View I also need in my life.
Well, Jan's one of the greatest, and everyone recognizes that. That was Spadoni.
Spadone making an appearance.
Yeah, the cup of joes in the morning. No, so Scott was talking about the seating, right? And he mentioned how the Lakers could slide past the 6. I don't really see the Warriors jumping. I think even jumping Phoenix is going to be hard.
Phoenix is going to be this year's Indiana. Watch out.
What?
I'm just saying, if there's a sleeper, watch out for Phoenix. Because
if they played in the East, I might give you that.
Well, everything that you just laid out of what it is that you like about the Warriors, that's Phoenix. That's Phoenix X2. But they've got a Devin Booker and a Dylan Brooks. So they're hustle, they're young, they run, there's energy, but they've also got a little substance to them as well. Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if there's a dark horse in the West this year, and if there's another Indiana that's sort of lying in the weeds, watch out for Phoenix.
I think they're fool's gold. I mean, they might steal a game or two in the playoffs in the first round, but I think they're eventually going to hit their ceiling.
I keep saying that, but man, they're still almost double digits over 500.
Well,
pretty deep into the league.
No, the season. They're not a bad team. They're solid, and I think their identity with their first year head coach is probably their superpower right now. They play. They play consistently.
Yeah.
They may not always win, but they play consistent. Right now, they're not scoring because Book's out and Brooks is hurt. I'm not a big Jalen Green fan, and I think that's going to eventually him and Book.
He hasn't played all year.
Well, he's playing now.
I know, but
I'm saying when they get all three of those guys back, I think it's going to be really hard for them to coexist in a good way. But I think they're talented enough that the Warriors are just not. They're not going to jump them.
No.
Even when Curry comes back, I don't see them like they are right now 2.5 games ahead. That's not insignificant. And the Lakers might actually fall out just because they're sliding. I mean, they've lost 3 in a row, but they're the only team in the top 8 right now with a negative differential, like a negative net rating. And that is that's a sign of a team that has been doing a lot of good stuff late in games. And eventually I think their luck is kind of going to run out. But I don't see the Warriors jumping Phoenix or LA. Now, it doesn't mean they can't remain competitive. I think the Warriors are going to be locked in, and I've said this before, this was a month ago. I think they're locked into the 8. Like, that's where they're going to be. I don't see them falling past Portland and the Clippers. I don't see them jumping Phoenix to the Lakers. I think the 8 seed is where they will be, and they're going to have to win that first road play-in game to get a crack at San Antonio. Or maybe, you see the Spurs?
11 in a row.
They're 2 games back of the Thunder.
Well, you know, Scotty also mentioned that he sees a lot of movement with the top 4 teams in the West. I couldn't follow that. Maybe the top 2 was San Antonio and OKC, but no one's touching OKC or San Antonio. That's a 2-horse race.
No, the Spurs have been a machine lately. They've won 11 in a row. And then OKC just got SGA back last night. You see that? Dude, you see the Joker last night?
Yeah, he went after somebody. Jalen Williams?
Yeah, Dort and Jalen Williams.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to eat them.
Well, Dort, correct me if I'm wrong, took a cheap shot, tried to trip him?
Yeah, that was. I think Dort's a little dirty. I mean, he tries to get under people's skin and takes it a bit too far, but he kind of hip checked him out near midcourt when Jokic was running up. I think he almost, like they knocked knees, and then Jokic went up but his there was a still shot of his face after Jalen Williams came in to try and play the tough guy. And he just looked like a man possessed.
Looked like one of his brothers.
So that's where I was going with this. We need the Jokic brothers back in basketball. We need them courtside at some of these games. I don't even know if they're allowed near the court because of the things that they might do. But those 2 mountain of men who made Jokic look like the little brother.
They are the biggest humans I've ever seen. They make Trent Williams look like pasta. Like, those dudes are mountains.
Look like those 12-year-olds who
mountains with legs. Seriously, they're 7 feet, nearly 400 pounds. I saw one of those dudes doing the perp walk with his attorney after he took out somebody in Denver in a fight. He had to make a court appearance. I'm like, what is that, wearing a tie? Is that a human?
It could be.
He is ridiculously big.
Yeah, so Jokic, again, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. And the horns ain't Jokic. I mean, Nikola. The horns are his brothers, who I still think have one of the best Twitter accounts going out.
You know, San Antonio, just to get back to them, why this goes against everything that I believe. If you remember a year ago, I said OKC's not going to win this thing because they don't have the experience, that typically you got to knock on that door a few times before you kick it in.
And I said they would.
And I was wrong. But they did go to a game 7, and if Therese Halliburton doesn't get hurt, who the hell knows? But that aside,
they also got pushed against Denver. If Aaron Gordon didn't get hurt, then they might have lost.
You know, he wasn't 100% in that game 7 as well. But my point is, when it comes to the San Antonio Spurs, why my manifesto doesn't work with them as far as being an inexperienced team, and I know Wemby's never played in a game, throw all that out the window because they don't have the experience. I know a lot of people want to say, yeah, San Antonio's a year away. No, they're not. And you want to know why? It's throw all that logic out of the window when you have a 7'5" alien. Okay.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Does that see? Now, don't do what you did last time, which is throw the phone over to the side. The iPhone 2 that Dan Devone has failed to upgrade for the last 10 years. Please turn it off. Was that her?
Wasn't you?
I was hoping it was Trace Jackson Davis.
Actually, might have been. I hung up on her. Actually, it was an area code I didn't recognize. Seriously.
You hung up on TJD?
I was an area code. What's the Toronto area code? Well,
I don't know, but...
Or what's the Indiana area code? He probably keeps his...
Oh, is that where they are right now?
No, but he probably has his Indiana Hoosier area code, or wherever he's from.
Well, I don't actually know where he's from.
You don't change your area code. If you don't get a new area code if you get traded to Toronto.
No, but I'm sure these guys have multiple phones. You know, like Lorenzo Neal, who we work with, like, I don't mean to out him, but...
He got a burner?
No, well, he has multiple phones. You know, one's a Fresno number, one's a different area code. I don't know why, but that's just how he rolls. He's got to have, 2 phones. Kevin Gates.
All right.
Let's go to Jeff. Jeff, who's in San Jose. Thanks for hanging on patiently for us, Jeff, and thanks for letting Devone get that ringer off. What's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man. How you?
Good. Hey, I just want to say, first off, I listen to you, Steiny, and Goo every day.
Thanks, Jeff.
Been listening all week, trying to get my name called for the shootout, but it hasn't happened. But I wanted to... I kind of feel like this Warriors team is sort of similar to, 2022, right? Like, Steph was hurt. The young guys got some run. And I think people are kind of down on it, but, I kind of like the product that I'm seeing. I don't know. I mean, I think you got guys emerging like Yee. And I don't know. I think a lot of people are very negative on it, but I feel pretty positive about it, actually. I feel like it's a fun team to watch. They go out and play hard. And then I think you add the stars back, hopefully eventually, right? But you add them back, and then, I'm not saying they're going to win a title like 2022, because I think that playoffs was also very advantageous for the Warriors in terms of injuries and stuff, other teams. But I don't know. I don't feel as bad about it when I listen and people are so negative, especially about Kerr. It's I think Kerr's a great coach, honestly. And I think, I don't know. I'd say, you see what he's doing with the team this year. He's almost coaching 2 different teams. And I think that he's done a good job. And I don't know. Curious to hear your thoughts, but I love you guys. Love the show. Evan, I know I only hear you when Goo's out, but in the background sometimes, but man, you're the man.
I appreciate it, Jeff. Thanks for the call.
Another fan.
Be well. Well,
what institution does he belong to?
There's no jail down in San Jose to my knowledge. Although it's hot as hell down there. It's warming up around the bay, Dan. I don't know if you know
what's going on with this?
I don't know, but... So did you end up getting out yesterday? I know you were out and about.
Well, no. So I was in the financial district, and I'm like, maybe I'll go get shipwrecked. It was about your time, and I was leaving the financial district, and I'm like, should I give Ev a call?
I was pretty pissed, actually.
It was a choice of either stopping for a little happy hour or go for a swim. So I obviously opted for the latter.
Yeah.
Since you blew me off.
Well, I had to go do this extra innings baseball game that
just ruined you.
Just ruined my Friday night. No, it was actually, there was an opportunity. I'll address your call in a sec, Jeff, I promise. But there was something yesterday. So you hit me, Carter hit me, who, by the way, congratulations to the Chickerings. They just had their first child.
Boy or girl?
A girl.
Name?
Sienna.
Oh, right on.
So Carter and Sierra welcome Sienna Chickering, I think I'm getting that right, to the world. Congratulations to them. Healthy, beautiful baby girl.
That's what I've been trying to get you every summer, is to go to the Palio de Siena.
Oh, I thought you were going to say have a baby daughter.
No.
That'll be a while.
Yeah.
Siena. No, I thought you were trying to get me to go to Turin.
Tuscany.
Yeah, but Turin's where the horse races are, right?
It's in Siena.
Well, I thought that was a region.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Well, it's Tuscany.
It's kind of the same place, right?
It's Tuscany essentially is where it
ignorant American
takes place.
Yeah.
But it's called Palio de Siena.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I don't know if I can do it this year. It's you're saying it's around my birthday, which is in August.
It is. Well, there's one in early July, I want to say, July 2nd, and then there's another race in mid-July.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that thing's been going on since the 1800s.
We got to get there.
Usually they'll have a horse. There's no saddles. There's no Western style. And every horse represents a neighborhood. The electricity at this place, and they'll have horses. A lot of times jockeys get tossed, but nobody stops. And the horses sure as hell don't stop. And people are still pulling for this horse who has no jockey. And you'll see a horse either win or place with no jockey, and everyone's going nuts. And they're just hugging the horse because the jockey got tossed 20 minutes earlier.
Well, and it's like, so they're racing through the streets of this city?
They race in essentially a town square. So the center of the city, it's basically this dirt sort of track, and it's circular and sort of right in the middle of town.
So is the scene similar to, say, the marina last weekend during that F1 Red Bull event?
No. Well, I didn't attend it, but I had to ride my bike around it.
What do you know what the course was?
Yeah.
I mean, F1 is a pretty expansive track.
They didn't really race, as I understand it.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I went to F1 in Vancouver, So no, because this was just a straightaway. And if you're going to do F1, it's you got to be making some turns. You got to make those left-handed turns.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Is they were saying it was going through the marina, and I'm wondering
it was just a marina.
Where are you going to make that left turn?
It's just a straight shot. They weren't like tearing down Chestnut and making a left up Lion and a left on Union.
Well, at first I thought it'd be kind of cool if, you can take that little roundabout up through the Presidio and then maybe you go down the Great Highway and, rip it down that way, but which I guess is not open anymore.
Yeah, so they used to do back in the day. Good shout out.
Yeah.
It's good San Francisco knowledge. That's where they would have drag races. It was just wide open.
Yeah, I mean, you got a massive strip down that way. That's where I was thinking that if Lori was going to put something together in the future, because he was getting big blowback. I realized there's Lori, the mayor. So he was getting blowback for bringing the event to the marina because there was a lot. It was, I guess from what I read, I couldn't attend, but it was not well organized. People were sitting on top of roofs. There was
this is for F1
urination everywhere. This
is for F1.
Yeah, this was last week at the Red Bull event, and it was kind of a bleep show. So,
well, the one thing you have to keep in mind for F1 or a car race is that you have to be elevated at some point, because if you're not in the first two rows, if you're 6 rows deep, it does you no good. So there has to be some sort of grandstand to really appreciate it. But I would push back. Usually with Red Bull, they put on some of the most amazing events. And I know because they asked me to host and MC an event, and it was a soapbox derby in Seattle. And I emceed this thing. I swear to you, I felt like Gandhi. I've never spoken to that many people in my life. It was like a sea of people. It was a neighborhood. And everywhere I could see, and they had like these huge screens so you could see me positioned throughout the streets. But I looked up and I was perched up on this hill and I was like, bow down. The cool days here. I felt like so much power.
Like Freddie Pope. Yeah, like Freddie Mercury. Just looking at 50,000 people. All right, we got to hit a break here.
Freddie Mercury a cappella?
Wow. You can show me during the break. 888-957-957. He'll also come back with the House of the Rising Sun. Thank you, Pasta. Warriors this week, back after this.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV. So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years, like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models? Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
Fox Sports Radio. Did you know we're on YouTube? Did you know you can find all of your favorite shows on YouTube?
Look at us. We're waving at you right now.
Did you know that you can find the best clips and the best videos from your favorite shows?
All the interviews, clips, everything is there.
This is why you're the smartest listeners in the world.
Completely agree.
Because you went to YouTube and you searched Fox Sports Radio, and you are the ones that hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You're the ones that watch videos from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LeVar Arrington.
You can't even make this up. You got some holy water in your bag, baby.
Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd. Wow. Cavino and Rich, the Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Think about that for a second.
And the Ben Maller Show. Fox Sports Radio. On YouTube.
That's strong stuff.
By searching Fox Sports Radio.
Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that thumbs up icon and comment away.
Hey, it's Willard and Dibbs for Safeway. Enjoy these amazing deals for members. And as always, save up to 20% weekly on hundreds of exclusive offers from Safeway. Just clip the highlighted deals from the weekly mailer or click the deals in the For You section of the Safeway app to breeze through checkout. Signature select chicken, boneless, skinless breasts, thighs, or wings, just $2.99 per pound. And speaking of wings, it's time for Dan Dibley to spread his.
Yeah, I'm your wingman. 1 pound of Driscoll's juicy strawberries, 2 for $4. And for value shoppers this week, you can get 10 items for $10. Mix and match. Member price just $1 each. Selected varieties. See store for full list of participating items.
That's kind of like a participation sensation.
Cha-ching.
These and other great deals are available in the weekly mailer and the For You section on the Safeway app. Safeway makes it very easy for you to save money on the items you already buy. So go to Safeway.com for more details, and Dibbs and I, We will see you in the aisles.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi?
And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in no time with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025. Actual speeds vary. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial cable.
All right, I need avocados, bananas, salad, steak.
Wow, does your grocery list have multiple pages?
No, but I skipped lunch, so now it's like my stomach is doing the grocery shopping. And besides, I'm earning cash back with Upside.
Upside? What's that?
Hold up, you haven't heard of it? Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you shop at gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants. And they added Lucky and Food Max stores, so we're pretty much covered wherever we go.
All those stores?
Yep, so not only are we getting a great deal on groceries, now we can earn cash back as well.
Okay, downloading Upside. Now let me copy your grocery list.
Great news! Lucky and Food Max are now on Upside. Download the Upside app and use the promo code SAVE9 to earn a 10% cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. That's promo code SAVE9 for a 10% cashback bonus. Use promo code SAVE9.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Listen up. I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid to finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offers end March 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Go for gold at Kiki's Breakfast Cafe. Start strong with fluffy, famous large pancakes and fresh brewed coffee. Fuel your morning the winning way at Kiki's or order to go at kikis.com for a chance to win a $50 gift card, courtesy of Kiki's. Enter at 957thegame.com.
There's a house.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game. 95.7 The Game breaking news.
All right, this is breaking news from the Golden State Warriors. And I believe this is from... Yes, from the Golden State Warriors. Golden State has signed Guy Santos to a multi-year contract extension, officially from the team 3 minutes ago. How about that? Now you got to turn your mic on.
3 years, $15 million.
3 years, $15 million. You like it?
Yeah, this dude deserves it. This guy is an NBA player. He will be in this league for 10 plus years.
To me, that's the kind of move that the Warriors haven't made a whole lot of in recent years. And is Guy Santos someone that's going to be a forward for a future championship-winning team? No. But it's a forward-thinking move. It's a move to get a guy who can help start, can come off the bench, gives you great energy, appears to be an awesome teammate as well. He's a true developmental success story. Second-round pick, came up through Santa Cruz, molded into a player that can help you in many different ways. And I'm happy for him. I think the Warriors rewarded a player with a nice contract and got him for a good number. I think it's one of those deals that, kind of similar to Moses Moody a few years ago, it's a good number for both sides, and it's not going to be one that either team nor player is going to regret. So congratulations to Guy Santos, 3 years, $15 million.
He's a good basketball player, and he has positional height, which you can't say that for all the Warriors have suddenly become this diminutive, smaller, sort of undersized team. He's a legitimate 6'7" forward, and he can play inside, outside, and it's all about this dude's attitude, man. He's an impactful player, and he can shoot it. He's deceptively quick, and he can rim protect a little bit, and he's one of those young legs that we talked about that's sort of, redefining this team and this sort of new energy that they have. Granted, now, again, he's a peripheral piece. Don't get this crooked. You're not building around Guy Santos. Santos is one of those supporting cast. He's one of those role players. The question now becomes is you got to fill in the middle. You got to go find those young players that can be the stars of tomorrow. But he's a perfect, I would even say that these are the kind of guys that win you NBA championships. He's not a star, but if you look at any roster that wins an NBA title, there's always a player like this. There's always a contributor and a guy that does the dirty work and is really good at it. Like Guy Santos is a guy that's usually on winning basketball teams, not as a centerpiece, maybe not even as a sixth or a seventh man, but has a significant role.
He's a great fit. He's a great fit for what the Warriors want and what they're trying to do. And he's someone that, look, he's playing the best basketball of his career right now. Over the last 9 games in which he started, he's averaging 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists on 58, 44, 73% shooting splits. That's highly impressive.
Yeah.
And again, for a guy that was a second-round pick, and we can go there if you want. I know that people have been pissed off about the Warriors' lack of development, or they can't develop young players. Is he going to be a future all-star or an all-NBA performer? No. But I present to you Guy Santos. That is what development looks like. And you can put it at the feet of the G League. Some people might give it to Kerr. Some people are just going to say that Santos developed himself. But that is what development looks like. And so I'm happy that Guy Santos was rewarded with a contract, and I think it's a team-friendly deal. He's starting right now for your basketball team. And I think he should be a starter for the remainder of the season. But next year, I think he could be a guy that absolutely helps you off the bench. He could be a 7th or an 8th man if you come, if you find a way to acquire some more talent. I think he doesn't have a problem playing 35 minutes. Shoot, 2 games ago against New Orleans, he played 39 minutes. But he could also be a guy that's just as efficient, as impactful in 20 minutes off the bench. So, I think Guy Santos is a good signing by Golden State. The fact they got it done during the season also means that he wants to be here. And a 3-year, $15 million deal doesn't break the bank. That's a good number.
Yeah, and kudos to Dunleavy, who's done a really good job with very little to work with. Listen, usually if you're...
these are the moves that around the edges, to your point, help you put together a successful roster. And you have to find the big boys. You have to find the star players, and that's been somewhat of a challenge. But, this is a good move.
Usually if Dunleavy, who's been handed basically low first-round and second-round picks since he's taken over a couple of years ago, just to give it some sort of perspective, the Trace Jackson-Davis, the Will Richard, the Guy Santos usually don't stay in the league very long, usually out of the league after a couple of years, and if they do stick, it's usually with their second or third team. You don't find guys that actually have a role their rookie year. And Dunleavy has done that on multiple occasions. Usually if you're drafted in the 50s, high 50s, those are guys that don't see action, that are either DMP'd or, again, out of the league or are trade fodder and just sort of kick around. But they're getting guys who literally, I mean, it says a lot about the Warriors in terms of their talent pool, but they're guys that are actually contributing. That's a direct result of very good drafting on the part of Dunleavy.
I mean, it's also a reflection of the roster that there's not as much talent, but the fact that you can kind of bring in, and again, this is when you have these albatross contracts, you have big money being paid to Steph and Jimmy, along with Draymond and now Porzingis. The other night against Denver, they won that game without, I think it was a combined $170, $180 million on the floor. That's when you need the cheap talent to step up and show out. And Guy Santos has been doing that. Obviously, more of a role has been carved out for him because of the trade deadline. You don't have TJD. You don't have Kaminga anymore to eat up some minutes. And Santos, I think, was playing in front of those guys regardless. But you can just see that with this team that this guy is a productive player. And you need productive players. I think one of the reasons why the Warriors have been sort of stuck here, it's like, I just don't know how many of these guys can play together. And, I mean, Guy is, sometimes he plays with his hair on fire. Sometimes he's a bit, over the top. But you're also seeing now, too, like a guy like Guy Santos is someone that originally when he was coming off the bench, your job is to just run the floor and just get after it. Tons of energy, tons of effort. But now you're starting to see the actual skill set blossom a bit. All right, he can shoot the three. He's shooting 39% from three this season. He can move the ball, not afraid to stick his nose and grab a rebound. Turns the ball over a little bit, but he also doesn't need to play with the ball. And so I feel like he's a guy that is kind of representative of what the Warriors are trying to do right now, which is stay afloat, play quality basketball. And, again, he might be our perfect the last 10 games.
Perfect transition into Jonathan Kaminga, because we can't evade this the entire show.
Well,
because he's representative of why Jonathan Kaminga, the rise of Guy Santos correlates with the demise of Jonathan Kaminga.
I got a thought on that, but before that, I want to go to one of our call-ins. Austin, who's in San Jose, one of our guys. Austin, good to hear from you, man. Hope you're having a good Saturday. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, fellas. It's always good to talk to you guys, Ian and Dan. Listen, I'm happy for McGee. I think everybody is. The guy, I actually saw him play a couple games in the G League. And the guy's always been a guy that I think he developed in the G League. I think he has a lot of drive. I think he's developed a lot. I give a lot of credit to the G League coaches, whoever they are, that developed him. I think he's a classic example of how someone can be developed. It reminds me of Poole a little bit. When Poole went to the G League after his confidence was completely shot, if you guys remember, he went down there and the guy that actually went to Canada was the coach down there at the time, went to Toronto. Really good young coach, and I think he helped Poole. But so Santos happy. I am a little concerned. I just want to throw a little bit of cold water on this whole euphoria, though, a little bit, Eve, because I'm worried about now what this means for the future. Is Dunleavy now going to go ahead and say on this sample size of run we've seen, is he going to go ahead now and he's going to extend Melton, which I got real concerns about, only because I think Melton in a small way is showing that he's better, but I also think he's playing for a contract, which is always a little bit scary. And I'm still worried about that knee. I think he's a guy that he's a young guy with an old man's body, in my opinion. So maybe I'm wrong. So I don't know that I would sign Melton for a lot of money. I think he's going to want to get more money than maybe they'd want to give him. So we'll see. And then Pods. I mean, the lightning fire that is Pods. I mean, what are they going to pay this guy? Because if they overpay a guy like Pods and you got these other, I don't know, man. I think they still need some star power. And I'm not talking about just Steph Curry, because if you remove Steph Curry from the equation, the Warriors become very, 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 very bland. What's the word?
Bland.
Bland. So I don't know, man. I'm happy for Santos. I don't want to say anything negative about him. I just want to kind of wonder what this means now for the future. And the last thing, what does this mean for Coach Kerr? I'm starting to get the uncomfortable feeling that Kerr may be coming back, and I'm not in favor. I'm not in favor of that. I'm really not, and I think you guys know that for a lot of reasons. But it sort of feels like Kerr may be coming back now. So I just kind of threw a few things out there, guys. Keep listening, and you guys have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thanks, Austin. You too, man. Appreciate the call. A lot of good stuff there. Well, on his last note, I kind of am feeling like Kerr's going to be back next year. But that's also because of the way that all their contracts line up. I mean, I think 2027 is an easier out for a lot of sides because Draymond's contract will be up, Curry's contract will be up, Jimmy's contract will be up, and then you can decide what you want to do with all that money and perhaps a new head coach. I do feel like they're aiming to, in a way, kind of run it back next season, but that's sort of the hole that they're in. I hear the concerns, Austin. You know, I'm not trying to sit here and say that the Warriors just signed the next forward of the future, but Guy Santos is a good signing. I think he's representative of the development that the Warriors do have and haven't, I don't know, really been given a lot of credit for. But yeah, I hear why he's also concerned about some of those, I guess what it indicates, which is them moving forward with a few of these guys who, to be fair, have been, contributing, but contributing to a team that's barely above 500.
Kerr's got to go. It's got to go.
Who are you bringing in?
I don't know.
To coach Steph and to coach Draymond and to coach...
Well, there's going to be somebody. It's time to move on. We can't continue to say, who's going to... There's nobody out there. I'm sure, you'll find somebody that's younger, that's more relatable. And I know that initially Draymond, and there's going to be pushback from Steph Curry, but guess what? The system, the franchise is bigger than those two. As big as Steph Curry is, and you got to bring Steph Curry into the fold. This is not, I always have to preface this is not a reflection on Steve Kerr, the Hall of Famer. Greatest coach the Warriors have ever had. No disrespect to Al Attles. This dude is amazing. It's just sometimes when it's time, it's time. And I don't need to go through the laundry list as I do just about every week, but I would be thoroughly surprised if he comes back because I think Steve Kerr recognizes this. And that's what would surprise me, that if Steve Kerr decides to come back, because Steve Kerr is a smart guy that reads the room. And if he does come back, it'll be the first time that I can say, wow, Kerr's actually hanging on, or Kerr's not in control. Steve Kerr is a smart man who is usually a step ahead, and he sees the writing on the wall here. This is no longer a team that is headed in a direction where he can have an impact as a coach. It's getting younger. I always talk about it's time to turn the page, and that's where we're at. And I know that, and listen, we can get into Jonathan Kaminga because we have to. It's only 2 games, right? And there were 2 games against Washington. But if he does do well, Ev, it can't help but be a referendum on Steve Kerr. It is. And Steve Kerr, and I mentioned this last week, and it pissed people off. It's not that he was right or wrong, but yes, there is a cause and effect with the way he handled things. Let's all remind ourselves, Jonathan Kaminga was not in a doghouse. It's not as though he wasn't getting enough minutes or he wasn't starting. The man did not play basketball. He was Taco Falls with the Boston Celtics. He was the last guy on the bench. And so if he does anything that resembles of what it is he did with the 27-18 he put up with Atlanta. Now, again, keep in mind, Johnson's been out and they've been playing Washington, so let this thing breathe. But Not that that's the only thing that this is going to be predicated on, but I do think that is going to be a black eye on the resume of Steve Kerr. And you can say, well, yeah, Steve, it's just time for you to move on. And that thing does not bode well in terms of the way you've handled things recently with the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kaminga played 2 very good games, efficient games, helped them win. It was good. I'll just ask this. Is Kaminga 4 times the player that Guy Santos is?
4 times the player?
4 times.
No.
I'd rather have Guy Santos for $5 million on my team than Jonathan Kaminga for 20.
No, okay, let's not conflate things.
No, I'm just like, no, we can just be honest about this. Is he 4 times the player that Guy Santos is?
We're going to go down this road and someone's going to call me up and going to say Devon Kaminga's a bust and Steve Kerr's great.
No, or they're going to call me and say, what the hell are you talking about? Kaminga's a budding superstar.
All I'm saying is that if he turns out to be decent, you have to explain. Or maybe it was, again, we don't know the inner workings. Maybe it was Jonathan Kaminga's camp who said, we're not playing. But as I said last week, it's very weird for a guy and a team that needed athleticism and guys that could score if he goes to a team and does exactly that. Somebody's got to step up and say, this is what the hell was going on. Because this is, again, very, very strange. This is not a reflection on Guy Santos, not a reflection on any of the plays currently with the Golden State Warriors. It's just the fact that this guy did not play because of Steve Kerr and now is with the team and getting run and doing well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's also going to get more of an extended rope because the guy in front of him got hurt. Jalen Johnson got hurt 4 minutes into the first game, and he's taking advantage of that. And it's glad because he's also been, I think, he's caught a lot of bad luck his last few years in regards to injury.
You see him smiling again, too.
Oh, my God.
Why do you not like Jonathan Kaminga?
No, I don't mind what I... I don't care about Jonathan Kaminga. He's not on the Golden State Warriors anymore.
You care about people that aren't in Warrior uniforms?
Who do I care about who's not in a Warriors uniform?
Ryan Rollins?
Sticky fingers?
Dub Nation. It's Trace Jackson Davis.
Well, I care about us getting him on the show. I'm not going to say a single bad word about Trace Jackson Davis.
You want to see him do well in Toronto?
I don't care. I don't sorry, Trace. If you come on in 30 minutes.
He just hung up. He's been on hold for like 10 minutes.
He called you twice and you refused to pick up his call. That's what happened. All right, 888-957-9570. We're talking about the signing of Guy Santos, extended 3 years, $15 million. Not as much about Santos, the player, as it is, kind of what it represents for the direction of this season. Maybe it's this offseason as well. Melton was a player that Austin brought up, and I think that, to me, just like...
Yeah, where are you at with Melton?
Well, to me, it's also similar to Pajemski, and it's similar to someone like if it was announced that Santos got 3 for 24, I'd be like, we're giving Guy Santos $8 million? But 5, and it may seem nickel and dime to some people, but like that's a big difference. I think if Melton's a player that you can find at a good number, I would like to bring him back. But you can't overpay Melton, just like you can't overpay Pods. Pods cannot make a cent more than Moses Moody. And even that may be too much because I see
Moses Moody money.
Well, he might just based on inflation, but it was a couple years ago. But my point is I would not pay him that much money because he's not a starting player. Moses Moody starts for this team. Pods is, in my mind, in a perfect world, not your starting 2. At least at this stage, I don't think he's shown that he can be. So I would not pay him that much. I would pay Melton more than I'd pay Pajemski.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
But that's what I'm saying when it comes down to the number.
Yeah.
So, but Melton also has his flaws because he's injury prone. And even though Austin made the point that he's playing hard this year, that's all well and good. But if we're at the negotiating table, I can say, yeah, Melton, you played the last, X amount of games, but you missed the first 35 because you were coming off an ACL tear.
Yeah, I'm sort of with Austin on this one. He's got a weird body type.
Like, well, he's not that big.
When you see Pajemski play, whether you like it or dislike it, you can see the energy and the youth, and he's well put together, and the guy can run and take his charges. Melton looks like he's got a little Fred Sanford in him. He looks like he's going on, a 20, what is he, late 20s, going on 55. There's something sort of, I don't know, hard to invest in. Well, he's been good. He's probably Here's something I wanted to talk to you about. We can get into this on the other side, but who is their number one right now?
The Warriors?
Yeah.
Depends on the day that ends in Y.
Well,
because Curry's hurt.
No, I know. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. So with Curry, Butler, and the current state of affairs, this current roster, as they take the floor against the Los Angeles Lakers tonight, who's your number one? I would say it's Podziemski, believe it or not. Like he is the offense. He's your... I know that Moody...
I think if Melton plays, it's Melton.
It's either Melton or Podziemski.
He'll probably take the most shots. But for example, against Memphis, and I realize everyone was hitting in that game, and they shot a high percentage, they had 7 dudes in double digits.
Yeah.
And nobody took more... You want to know who took the most shots in that game?
Moody?
Will Richard.
Oh.
And he's obviously not your number one player. So to me, it's a scoring by committee type of approach in this kind of equal opportunity offense that Kerr has set up without
I think of all
Steph.
of these second round players that we just talked about that Dunleavy has pretty much struck gold with, including Guy Santos, at the end of the day, after 2 years in, Will Richard will prove to be the most effective.
Perhaps. Yeah, I mean, he's going through his rookies ups and downs. He had 21 last game. Game before that, he had 0 points against New Orleans. So it's
playing you out, man. It's like the Academy Awards. He's playing you out.
Pasta.
Playing you out.
Pasta.
Get off the stage.
Down.
You didn't get to truly enjoy it when we were coming in.
Whew. I'm in the zone right now. All right, the Animals are taking us out. Phil Mo, I see your call. We're going to get to you on the other side. We can talk about Kerr when we return on Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Hey, it's Willard and Dibbs for Safeway. Enjoy these amazing deals for members. And as always, save up to 20% weekly on hundreds of exclusive offers from Safeway. Just clip the highlighted deals from the weekly mailer or click the deals in the For You section of the Safeway app to breeze through checkout. Signature select chicken, boneless, skinless breasts, thighs, or wings, just $2.99 per pound. And speaking of wings, it's time for Dan Dibley to spread his.
Yeah, I'm your wingman. 1 pound of Driscoll's Juicy Strawberries, 2 for $4. And for value shoppers this week, you can get 10 items for $10. Mix and match. Member price just $1 each. Selected varieties. See store for full list of participating items.
That's kind of like a participation sensation.
Cha-ching.
These and other great deals are available in the weekly mailer and the For You section on the Safeway app. Safeway makes it very easy for you to save money on the items you already buy. So go to Safeway.com for more details, and Dibbs and I, we will see you in the aisles.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know. Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In Mountain View, San Mateo, Union City, Dublin, and San Rafael. Video Only.
This is the sound of Jack, buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Come on, kids. We're almost there. The map says straight ahead.
One-a-day 50-plus multivitamins are made for your overall health, with nutrients to support your brain and muscle function. Because don't you want to make the most of each day? So even on the family hike, you're not just keeping the pace.
Hey, Dad, wait up.
You're one step ahead. One-a-day 50-plus. The one for you. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you need a new appliance, this is your sign.
Shop at Lowe's now to get up to 35% off and next-day delivery on hundreds of major appliances. A new appliance now means an easier-to-do list later. Our best lineup is at Lowe's. Valid through 3/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Order by 4 p.m. Available Monday through Saturday. Subject to availability. Fees, exclusions, and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/appliance delivery for more details.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Join 95.7 The Game in celebrating Women's History Month at Women's Heritage Day, March 7th at History Park in San Jose. Don't miss this free family-friendly event brought to you by History San Jose, Mosaic America, and Chicana Alianza for Liberatory Engagement. For more info, visit 957thegame.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free, too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Chick-fil-A's new frosted sodas and floats, it's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice stream to make a new frosted soda or float. With the mix of the ice stream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ-FM in HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union.
To Williamson, running start on Draymond, passes outside, Poole from about 35, blocked away by Santos. Draymond Green gets it to Melton, bounce pass to Moody. Moody in the corner to Santos, puts it on the deck, stops, drop step, goes in and scores with a right hand. Warriors have tied the game at 82. What a move by Guy Santos.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Yeah, congratulations to Guy Santos. Tim Roy, by the way, on the call there. He'll be back 95.7 The Game tonight, 5:30. Los Angeles Lakers in town. 4:30 Warriors live with Mark Grandy. Guy Santos, announced by the Golden State Warriors, has signed a 3-year, $15 million extension. Dan Devone, Evan Giddings, Warriors This Week, breaking it down for you, was the 55th overall pick back in 2022. And this signing with Guy, again, the last 9 games, is averaging over 15 points, shooting over 40% from 3. This is a developmental success. You know, I don't want to put too much on it, but I think you have to look at this as a reward for the player. Midseason extension means he wants to be here. The Warriors want him here. And they've put a lot of equity into him, and he's certainly put a lot of equity into this team. So congratulations to Guy.
He is, and this has been over a sustained period of time. I like his height, man. I like the fact that he's a legitimate 6'7".
Well, he's a modern 4. He's a modern forward.
You know, you're talking about Podziemski, and the caller previously, I think it was Austin, brought up a good point. It's like, okay, is this open up the floodgates? Because you got a couple of these guys.
Yeah.
And what is it that – it's interesting to see who has the leverage between Podziemski and the Golden State Warriors.
I would say the Warriors.
Yeah, I would agree. But, you know, he's at about the same salary when you're talking AVY. He's just over $5 million because they exercised his fourth-year option.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever he asks for is going to be exponentially more than what it is that Guy Santos just got.
Exponentially?
Well,
I mean,
it's going to be more.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where I think it comes down to the number. You know, again, if this number was 3 for $30 million, we would be saying, why would the Warriors pay Guy Santos $10 million? But 5 is, I think it's fair for both sides. I think that's the challenge that the Warriors will have to face this summer with conversations with not just Podziemski, but also Melton, who's probably going to want a new deal. It comes down to the number. And I think this is a good sign because, again, Santos is a guy I think wants to be here. The Warriors want him here. They came to a fair number. Okay, can you do the same with Podziemski? He's represented by Bill Duffy, who's one of the big boy agents in this league, who I'm sure is going to try and get his client as much money as possible.
Speaking of Santa Clara, former Bronco.
Yeah, but if they cannot overpay DeAnthony Melton and Brandon Podziemski. Like, Guy Santos is playing well, and I think the Warriors, for the state of their team, with essentially their 4 best players on the shelf. I mean, Draymond might play tonight against the Lakers, but you know what I mean. Curry, Draymond, Porzingis, and Butler, their 4 highest paid players are on the shelf. You need guys like Guy Santos to not just play when they're there and help you, but more importantly, pick up the slack when these aging guys can't play, because odds are next season when you have them back and Jimmy's not going to be there, can't expect Draymond to play a full season. Steph may be over playing 70-plus games a year. You're going to need guys like Guy Santos to step in and help you compete.
But I think, again, getting back to an ideal scenario, less is more when it comes to Guy Santos. I don't want to see him playing, clearly not as much as he is right now.
Played 39 minutes against New Orleans.
Well, he's starting. I don't think he's a starter in this league, and he may not be a 6th guy. But I think on a good Warrior team, he's somebody that has a role.
Well, I don't think he's a starter on a contending team. But, could he start for Phoenix? Maybe. I don't know. Royce O'Neal's their 4. Like, maybe he could start for them. I think Guy Santos he's one of those swing players. If you need him to step in and start, he can still go out there and get you 15, 16 points, knock down some threes. And if he comes in off the bench, like, this is what I like about Guy, is no matter what his minutes total is, he's going to play his game the exact same way. So his energy, his effort doesn't change depending on if he plays 39 minutes against the Pelicans or if a couple weeks ago he plays 15 minutes off the bench. He's going to give you exactly the same efficiency every game, and I think that's what the Warriors like about him. He doesn't change.
Yeah, I think, again, why I always correlate him and Jonathan Kaminga, because he's sort of the antithesis of Jonathan Kaminga in a lot of ways. Like, he doesn't have an ounce of the sort of athleticism that Jonathan Kaminga has been blessed with. But what he does have and what he makes up for and what has been recognized and rewarded by Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors, it's all hustle, man. It's all about defensive rotations. It's about buying in on both ends of the floor, and it's about having an impact with your energy. And the only way Jonathan Kaminga had an impact with the Golden State Warriors is if he was scoring the basketball. Guy Santos will come into a game and do everything that is asked of him and may not even get in the stat sheet. But he'll lock up his defender. He'll get you a turnover, get on the floor. He'll put a body on a guy. He'll disrupt. He'll be somebody that is just one of those gnats that, like, you do not want if you're the opposing team. Someone like Guy Santos, who is just disruptive on every play because it's just, it's feast or famine with him. He's either on the bench or he's in the game and he's locking you up. He doesn't know how to cruise. And I think that it's not coincidental that with the rise of Guy Santos, we saw the demise of one Jonathan Kaminga.
Well, and that to me it's not that one player is better than another, but one player fits better here with the Warriors clearly than the other. Just like I also think watching those first 2 games, it's clear Kaminga fits better with what Atlanta's trying to do. It's a much more up and down, free flow, pickup kind of style, and that benefits Kaminga. This system did not. And clearly the coach felt like even before, Guy Santos was a better option for him. They don't beat the Denver Nuggets without Guy Santos. He made a couple of big shots late in that game. Went 6 for 7, 17 points off the not off the bench. Sorry, as a starter. But those are moments that, yes, some people might not feel like Guy Santos is an all-star, but he helped you beat a Denver Nuggets team with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. He can absolutely help you win some games. All right, 888-957-9570 is the number. Again, Guy Santos receives a $3 million, 3-year, $15 million extension from the Golden State Warriors, as announced a little bit ago. Let's go to Phil Mo Mike. Phil Mo, what's going on, man? Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, man. I having a good morning. Y'all sounding good. I kind of, in some ways, I agree, but in other ways, I disagree. And this is where I disagree. Guy Santos, no matter where he plays, he's a decent player. He has good game. And it's like we try to complicate things. I'm glad they signed him. They need more players. That's why I agree. They need more players like that on the cheap that plays just good basketball. Let's just get back. Let's reset everything. Let's just play good basketball. Kaminga, it's funny that you talk about Kaminga in terms of free-flowing offense. You know, that sounded like the Warriors a couple years ago, right? Free-flowing offense. They could play a certain way. They could just go up and down. Kaminga could have been used, but for whatever reason, and this is the demerit on Kerr, and I like Steve Kerr, but he has a little bit of Don Nelson in him. And if Don Nelson honestly would have got a team like the Warriors, or if he wouldn't have traded away Mitch Richmond, who would have known what had happened? But he got a little bit of Don Nelson in him, meaning that he's stubborn. My system is my system. You have to play within my system because my system is working, and it's worked, and it's worked in Milwaukee, and it's worked in, all these various places.
Yeah.
But when he got his ass to New York, they kicked his ass out. Like, nah, bro, your system ain't cool. Kerr needs to adapt to like a Larry Brown. Then you kind of conform your system for your players. And if he would have did that with Kaminga, it could have totally worked. Him saying that these players can't play, first of all, I'm not even trying to get hella deep, but you can't talk like that. When my mom used to say, if you're sick, you trying to go to work, I'm not going to say I'm sick. You're speaking into existence. You're saying, oh, this would never work. What are you talking about, bro? If you want Kaminga to do something, tell him to do something, show him the little pie in the sky, and have him reach for that. Hey, man, you want to average 18, 20 points a game? I need you to rebound, and I need you to be in this dunker spot. You're going to get 6, 7 points, 6, 7 dunks just like that. And if you get 4 or 5 offensive rebounds, maybe you can put it back up. Boom, you got 18, 20 points. So it's like the excuses was crazy, but I just wanted to say, like, we could do, if we get a lot of good players, Moody reminds me of like a Jared Jack. Solid player. Keep getting solid players if we can for the cheap because we know Curry and our finances is crazy. Guy Santos is better than what y'all think, bro. He can play from the 2 to the 4. Real talk. So I'm glad we signed him. Solid signing.
Hey, Philmo, can I throw this at you? Because I think that the Larry Brown thing is interesting, and I'm with you. It felt like all the teams that he coached, he kind of built them around the best player. But, like San Antonio's David Robinson, Indiana's Reggie Miller, Detroit, Billups, obviously Allen Iverson in Philly. I'm with you that great coaches can build systems around their players, but would you agree that Kaminga hadn't been the best player to build around, and that would be Steph?
He didn't have the best player to build. I mean, you could look at it from that angle, but I look at it from an angle of if you have Steph there, he pump fakes for the 3, right? Mm-hmm. Or Draymond comes in and he has the threat of Clay and Curry on the side. Why couldn't Kaminga be coming from the baseline with a tomahawk dunk, a la JaVale McGee, a la Gary Payton? Like, there was ways to make it work. Yeah, he didn't do things that you like, but look at Anthony Edwards last night with Finch. He didn't pass the ball, but guess what? The ball went in the hole. Come on, bro. We trying to win. We not trying to satisfy egos. And then also, Kerr missed the boat. You should have been playing these players a lot more. A la Draymond Green and he got hurt. David Lee. He could have been playing more. All these rest days, all this load management. Play your players.
I got
Come
you,
on,
Phil.
Man, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, it's unfortunately it's something that we're never going to get to find out if it could have worked. But yeah, I mean, the Don Nelson thing's interesting. I do think that coaches are stuck in their ways, and do you want to adapt? Sure, but that system's also got
I
you
can
4
tell you right now,
championships.
there's one guy who give a rip about what Philmo said, what I said, and what you said.
Steve Kerr?
That's Don Nelson.
Oh.
Because he is baked right now on an island in Hawaii, and I guaranteed that he smoked more pot this morning than you probably smoked over the last 5 years. You know who his best friend is out there?
I don't want to touch that. I got him on the phone one
Willie
time.
Nelson.
I'm not high right now.
No, I'm not.
He
right
plays
now.
cards with Willie Nelson, and I hear him, Willie Nelson, and Woody Harrelson like it's just a plume of smoke.
Yeah, like the mystery machine after Shaggy and Scooby got done trying to solve a mystery. I got him on the phone one time, Nelson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was trying to book him as a guest, and it was around. I think it was. So he came stateside for the first time in years.
Hawaii is part of the United States.
Well, you know what I mean, like to the mainland.
Yeah.
So he came to Dallas, I think because maybe his kid worked in the front office, but he was receiving an award, and the Mavericks were honoring him. So he came over to the mainland. It was the first time in years.
Donnie Nelson was with the Warriors, or Dallas in an executive position.
So he makes this appearance, and I had his number, so I called him to see if we could get him on, and like him and Steiny go back because he used to cover the team. And I guess he'd already got back to Hawaii. And I just hear, that might work. Give me a call. I'm on the second hole. Give me a call.
I love that,
Give me a call in 30 minutes. I go, oh, wow, I might have Nelly. Give him a call in 30 minutes and straight to voicemail. Give him a call 10 minutes later. Then he does pick up. He goes, I'm on the 14th hole. Give me a call in 30 minutes. I'm just like, this guy's absolutely blazed. Does not remember who I am. Does not remember the phone call. I appreciate that at least he picked up a couple times, but
no, I've heard
one
people,
time I've like got to talk to Don Nelson.
I've heard people go at him, kind of like Philmo, and just like, hey, when you were trying to get into sports talk and like, when you were a coach, what is it that you learned? And what do you think about the game today? And if you've seen him today, first of all, he's tanner than I am. He's got long white hair and a ponytail. Guarantee you he's rocking a floral, or as we like to call it, an aloha shirt right now.
Yeah.
And probably has shorts and sandals on. He could give a rip about anything that has to do with the NBA. His life right now is wake and bake and put a smile on my face, and life is short. And he's in Hawaii, and he does not care. God bless that man.
Nelly Ball, man. Yeah, that's a man who's lived some lifetimes and won.
He did it his way, and he got the hell out. Little Sinatra for you.
Where are you at 7:33?
I'm sitting on my back porch smoking a cigar and having a coffee. Beautiful day in Maui. It is unbelievable.
Where'd you find that, Pasta?
I don't know. I just typed in Don Nelson in our system.
That's pretty good. Yeah. 85 years old, or years young, I should say. All right, let's go back out to the phone lines. 888-957-9570. Let's go to who's been hanging on. Tim. Tim in North Carolina, one of our favorites. What's going on, Tim? How you doing, man? Happy Saturday.
What's up, guys? Hey, I just wanted to, call in this weekend. Devon, I just wanted to, both of you guys, but Devon, it's really refreshing to hear you, man, once a week. You know what I mean? After a long week, it's almost kind of everybody's opinions and everything throughout the week are kind of set in stone. And then to hear you, man, you just keep it real on all fronts. You don't shy from nothing. I just appreciate that. And, earlier we talked about, and Evan, you say you don't want to talk about this guy, but you always find a way for the little shot to come in, right? Like, no, it's JK 4 times the player Gee. Okay, it's Moody 3 times.
You do know how I work with Tim, right?
It's Draymond 5 times the player is Gee. You know what I mean? It's just like, at the end of the day, man, he's gone. Let the kid go. He's moved on. It's like you are pained to say that this guy may be successful somewhere else, bro. And Jalen and JK, yeah, they could both play the 4, but they're gonna probably both be 3 and 4 on the court together at the same time. You know what I mean? Just let this guy move on. It's over. We happy for Gee, but 4 times the player, 3 times the player. Come on, man. And at the end of the day, I like to think back to what Phil Jackson always said about the triangle, right? He said that the triangle wasn't meant for Jordan because Jordan could play in anything. The triangle was for the other players on the team. So when I think about the superstars, the system here, what to Phil Moore's point, the system is Steph, whereas I could see the system being set up for the other players because Steph could flourish in anything. And so to Phil Moore's point about, hey, you adapt the system to kind of the players you have, that's what the greats do. That's what Belichick did when he had the 2 tight end system in the early 2000s, and then he flipped to the Randy Moss system, and then he went to the running game. That's always been the issue. Like the great coaches, Eric Spoelstra, right? Right now he's up and down running gun, but he's had defensive-minded teams. He had a different team with LeBron and Wade. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, we don't want to talk about the guy anymore, but you want to take shots. Like, listen, man, your career is on the rise. I get it, and I understand y'all the flagship. But we can sometimes criticize the coach, and you're still going to have a great career, Evan, man. You can, brother. You can. I promise you. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Devon, for putting it out there. You put it out there. You're not afraid to kind of call them to the carpet, but you also hold everybody accountable. That's all I ever want to hear. But we keep taking shots at the young man, but then say we don't want to talk about him. It's over, E. It's over, baby.
Hey, Tim,
right,
no, I appreciate the call, man. I like you. I don't know if you feel that sometimes. I really like you, and I appreciate your candidness. You do know who I work with on Saturdays, right?
I love you, E. You know that. I just be saying, man, sometimes I just don't be understanding.
Hey.
And I'm not no Kaminga fan.
I don't work with Gil.
Okay, I understand, man. I understand.
No. I'm just saying. I appreciate it, Tim, but like that Kaminga comes up every single Saturday, so we're going to talk about him. I work with Dan DeVoe.
I get it, E, but you always take a shot, but then say I don't want to talk about him, and you don't ever want to really give a kid credit for anything. Like he's just done something so egregious to this organization. I just don't get it. He's gone. He can have a great career. Is he 4 times the player? Is he maybe not? But damn, is Draymond 5 times the player than anybody on this team, and he making $25 million, E?
Yeah, he's not.
So why we got to even bring that up, brother?
He's not. I appreciate the call, Tim. Thank you. No, Draymond's not 5 times the player that Guy Santos is, and that's why I think and I've talked about this the last couple of weeks, I think Draymond's role needs to be reduced. His minutes needs to be lower. I mean, and this, okay, so, hey, Dan, how would you and Tim like me to talk about Jonathan Kaminga?
No, keep it real.
He played really well in 2 games against the Wizards, but
what you're
then that's
saying,
like a shot because I said the Wizards at the end. I mean, to a lot of people, it's like you can't say anything about him, and I just don't get it. He played really well. He scored 27 points first game. He was 5 for 9 in the second game. Ran the floor, nailed down, made some threes, made some layups. And they won going away twice. There you go. He's a fine player. Great 2 games.
I think you're too thin-skinned, man.
Well, I'm gonna get BPA to call into this show and talk to you. I'm gonna get BPA to call back so we can see how this really is gonna go down.
Yeah, last week, so Posse, you weren't here. I did a 36-hour fast, and I was here on like hour 26. And what was the guy's name?
Huh?
What was the guy's name that called in that you just referenced?
Brian. I think Brian.
This guy called in and just went after me, and I hadn't eaten in like a day and a half, and I was just like, knives out, man. Have you ever seen me that demonic?
No, I haven't. And actually, I'm starting to get the feeling that may be what's happening. So I usually fast in the mornings, and I realized last week what was happening to you is probably what's happening to me right now, which is I'm hangry. I'm hangry.
You didn't crush that burrito because some yo-yo hit a bomb with 2 outs. And
yeah, Tim, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Gavin Taylor from UNLV who hit a 2-run homer with 2 outs that prevented me from getting the burrito that I wanted last night. Wow. Thank you. All right. All right. We're going to take this up to 11:42, by the way. So if you got calls, please get them in. 888-957-9570.
Talk about the opponent tonight.
The Lakers?
Yeah, because I think the Lakers are really sort of fascinating right now. There's a lot of people in La La Land that do not like Luka and the direction of that team.
Why don't they like Luka?
Well, because
the problem's with LeBron.
No, because LeBron's a short-termer. I know LeBron's done, but they're really sort of concerned and a little freaked out about. So this is the new centerpiece. Luka Doncic in his prime who doesn't play defense, Austin Reeves who doesn't play defense, and Luka, who is always being whined about calls, but he is rare form these days. Every single call, it's like, bro, play basketball. Where did you grow up?
Slovenia.
I mean, they don't have outdoor courts where you sort of learn not to do this sort of thing. Still a European, man.
I don't know what courts they have in Slovenia, but he's still leading the league in scoring.
Your boy Steiny used to do a lot of that.
What?
They used to complain a lot.
He complains now.
In the
You
outdoor
act like
games.
this is new news. He complains about having to come into work every single day.
But I mean, in the midst of a game, he was one of those dudes who's like, nah, man.
I'm going to cut this and tell him you said that.
No, I mean, he knows that I think he was a good player. I like the way he frames the way I played. First of all, he's
a plucky little player, that Dan Devone.
He has a gun pointed at his head. What do you call it? The crossover. And everybody's like, so what was Devone like? Yeah, he was a good little player. Yeah. What kind of underhanded crap is that? Good little player, bro. I'll take you to school and back. You kidding me?
Well, I think you could definitely take him right now. Steiny's been out of the game for a minute. Although he might be at that knockout tournament.
Is he shooting?
Yeah,
Is he
show
doing
up.
that thing?
Well, he might shoot. I don't know if he's going to play. I mean, he's older now, you know.
I'll just do it so that we don't have to have your roommate there.
Jump shot Grandy?
Grandy, yeah, as the reigning champ. I got to come in and knock him off the throne.
Well, there's nothing. No, Grandy's back-to-back champ, but I've never seen a guy shoot a free throw and jump.
He shoots a jump shot free throw?
Yeah. I don't know. There's something. I didn't know that feet were allowed to leave the ground when you take a free throw.
There was one guy, I read about this, in the history of college basketball. I think his name was Greg Bunch, and he played for Cal State Fullerton and shot a jump shot free throw back in 70s, 60s, 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't happen frequently. Yeah, that's not a free throw. Why does he do that?
You got to ask him, but he's won twice, so it works, I guess.
I don't even know how to play knockout.
It's a technicality. Just make the free throw. That's all you need to know.
If that's what it comes down to, I'll win this damn thing.
You can jump.
I'm not getting my rebound and then trying to put it back and no. I just want to sit there.
Yeah.
Just get into my stroke.
No, what I was going to say. Passes a little.
Yeah, no, the
right
Lakers just take you back. I think the Lakers got some holes.
No, seriously. The three-man combination of LeBron, Luka, and Reeves is bad. It's It's not good.
They're not.
But when Luka and Reeves play together, and I think it's because you have three non-defenders on the floor, but when Luka and Reeves play together, they are good.
Those are two non-defenders, though.
Yeah, but you can surround them with three other guys who can make up for their deficiency.
Well, that's the
It's kind of like what the Mavericks had when they made the finals. Luka couldn't guard a traffic cone. But if you have guys around him that are semi-defensive minded, then you can make it work.
That's where it goes off the rails because they're really, in a lot of ways, a lot like the Golden State Warriors. Their bench is kind of old. LeBron is kind of old. They're sort of stuck in this rock and a hard place. Now, the Warriors don't have a young Luka, obviously, but they don't have that surrounding cast. It's Luka, who doesn't play defense and is whining more than ever, and Austin Reeves, who doesn't play defense. And you know what teams do? They hunt those guys out. They're looking for a switch. They're like, come out here, Luka. I got something for you. Teams are hunting out and looking for Luka as well as Austin Reeves to get them on a switch and get them isolated so they could take advantage of two poor defenders. If those are your best players and you don't have a bench of which to speak, DeAndre Ayton's still on that team?
Yeah, he is.
A bum.
Do you see? I don't like him either. Did you see the
Clint Capella?
Yeah,
drama?
the Clint Capella. He's like, they're trying to turn me into Clint Capella.
Bro, you wish you were Clint Capella.
Clint Capella's still in the league.
Portland released you. They released you. You were once the number one pick. You talk about a bust, and I don't want to use the bust word that frequently, but you were.
I can't believe
you weren't even traded from Portland.
There were Warriors fans who wanted DeAndre Ayton this summer. I cannot believe it. That is empty calories.
He's Ryan Leaf.
The definition of empty calories. His numbers might be okay right now, but you can't tell me that guy helps. All right, hey Pasta, can we go to Duck Sauce? Duck Sauce has been hanging on in the Richmond Parkway. What's up, Duck? How you doing?
Fellas, good morning. Great show as always. I give you guys a lot of credit for putting together 3 hours with the product we have right now. But anyway.
We don't really play much.
Hey, real quick, small world. Ev, I've actually hooped at your college alma mater's gym multiple times.
Wait, in Oregon?
Yeah.
Why the hell are you in Salem?
So every year in March, there is a town called Woodburn, and they host a Latino basketball tournament every year. And we used to take a team up there every year to play. So once it got a little bigger, they couldn't really, I guess the venues they had in. Are you familiar with Woodburn, Ev? Or no?
Yeah. You ever been to the Woodburn outlets? The outlet malls up there?
Oh, yeah. That's all they got.
Yeah, exactly. I'd stop there every single year before school to get some cheap clothes.
Yeah. So we'd play in this Latino basketball tournament in Woodburn, but it kind of started to get a little bigger, and I think they didn't have enough venue in Woodburn, so they started hosting some of the games at Willamette. So we would play. I remember there was like a gym. I don't think it was the main gym, but correct me if I'm wrong, there's a gym in Willamette where they got like two full-size full courts right next to each other in the same area.
Yep. Yeah, right next to Gordy James Court.
Yep. And there's like a pizza parlor we used to hit like right across the street. I remember pretty good pizza. I don't know what it was called, but anyway, man, yeah, small world. But on the Warriors, bro, I wanted to talk about the lack of one of the problems I don't like with this roster, Steph and Porzingis aside, is there's not much separation between any of these guys. So what that does is it creates a lack of a hierarchy. And what I mean is because a hierarchy to me helps define roles. A lot of the teams that I think were great championship teams, there was a plucking order, and we ain't got no plucking order with these guys because they're just all the same. I mean, talent-wise, to me, there's just not much of a difference. I mean, you guys may disagree a little, but I don't personally think Santos, Pods, or Moody should be your 6 or 7 guy. I really don't. I think they're 8s at best, and all of them are 8s at best, if not 9s. So, to me, that's the problem, guys. We don't have separation to challenge these guys at their positions, and we don't have separations to create a hierarchy that creates a more defined roles on this team. So, I mean, that's all I got. Great show as always. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Duck. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, there are a lot of guys that on contending teams would not be starting, but that's kind of what they have to work with.
I think Podziemski, and I think Guy Santos, and I think Will Richard, and
I think
those
Duck,
guys can get in.
I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think he's comparing him to top 4 or 5 teams. Like if you look at the Western Conference, how many of those guys would start for Houston?
Well, they're not starting for anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
But he was saying they're 8 or 9 guys. He wouldn't even put them at 6 or 7, and I would push back on that. I think that when you think of Will Richard and you think about Podziemski, depending on your need, but there's, those guys they're in a rotation.
No, I mean, I don't have a problem.
Santos is a rotational player.
Yeah, if they're coming off the bench, then some nights they can help you. Other nights when they don't have it, you can go away from them. It's just that the Warriors are reliant on those guys. I mean, I think that's why they take a ton of threes because, number one, you get some more shots up, you get a chance to score more points, but also it helps you potentially with offensive rebounding because you don't have a ton of guys who are great rebounders. So there's more long rebounds. It allows you to maybe get back on defense easier and set yourself. They play zones. They were trapping against Memphis. They've definitely done some things to try and mitigate the lack of talent that's out there. And
when I look at that group, I think you add them all up, and they don't have nearly the sort of athleticism all put together in one arm of that of Jonathan Kaminga. But what they do
I didn't say it.
But what they do have is, and this is where they hang their hat, is that it's collectively it's the energy. That's the strength right now of what it is you're seeing.
Yeah.
And it's not that they've been all that good, but I think that if you were to take the glass as half full, it's that there's buy-in on both ends of the floor with these guys. Nothing individually stands out about these guys. I know they signed Guy Santos, and I know he shot it well, but there's nothing about his game that I'm going to pay to see, or there's nothing, and that holds true with Podziemski as well. I think Podziemski can go on a run. He was good against Denver, but collectively, the reason why these guys are getting run, the reason why they're making a name for themselves in the NBA as rotational, and that's the key here, supporting cast players, it's because not of their athleticism or anything that they do as far as scoring the basketball, but it's the fact that they're willing to work their ass off. And that's how they're getting run in the league.
Well, that's how they've gotten to the positions they're at. Guy Santos is not – he didn't get a three-year, $15 million extension today because he stepped into the league as some wonder child, right? He was the 55th overall pick. He had to bust his ass for every single opportunity he ever got. He was drafted in 2022. This is his first real contract, and it came 4 years later. So that's why I'm happy for him, because he earned it.
And he's from Brazil.
He is. Barbosa.
Caipirinhas. Do you know what a caipirinha is?
You're going to tell me?
It's like a pisco sour. It's sort of like our version of, I wouldn't say a martini, maybe a tequila.
Always bring it back to alcohol.
I'm telling you, caipirinha. For those of you, I don't have access to anything here. There could have been this could be a post-nuclear war, because we've
been flying blind since about
I don't know what's on the text line, but I'm telling you, for anybody out there that knows what a caipirinha is, or if you had a caipirinha, please join in. Egg whites, a little sugar, I believe. Or I could be mixing that.
Oh, this looks pretty good.
Confusing that with a
sugar, lime, ice,
sour,
the fruit and sugar together. And then you add the cachaca. Is that how you say it?
That's the drink. That's like the tequila.
Oh, okay.
I have a friend from the coolest named city in the world, and he's from Brazil. You want to know the name of his city?
Emeryville?
Bon Jesus. Damn.
That's pretty good.
You want to be from Bon Jesus? Where are you from? Bon Jesus is a big surfing community. Actually, because they speak Portuguese in Brazil, it's called Bon Jesus. Bon Jesus, I'm from Bon Jesus. But out here, it's like, I live in Bon Jesus.
Bong hits for Jesus.
Pasta.
Pasta.
My journalism friends know what that's from.
Bong hits for Jesus.
Oh, what is it? What's that a reference to?
It's I almost fell out of my chair here. It's the Supreme Court case, Morse versus Fredrickson, and it has to do with free speech and journalism ethics and rights.
Are you familiar with Sullivan versus the New York Times?
Of course.
Wow.
I took a news media law class in college.
Just going to leave me at the bus stop? What happened there?
Yeah, well, that I believe crosses into libel. I took that course as well.
So you did go to school?
Yeah, come on. What do you think? The University of Arizona was just a 4-year keg party? Yes.
Wink, wink. Let's finish up here this segment. Let's go to Jan. Jan's in Mountain View. Hey, Jan. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How about you two? I've been hearing you all morning, and I even heard you call out my name. So I just said, you know what? I need to put some things in perspective, and I'll start with congratulations to D. I mean, he earned that. I mean, he's been hustling. He's been, the energy and bringing, getting those rebounds and getting on the floor and helping out the team. But also, too, I think that the style that they're playing, even though they're lacking some firepower and some extra, maybe a star player or two, they've been playing pretty good. And I'll tell you, I don't miss Draymond starting because actually they're doing a pretty good job and getting off the faster starts and being able to control the ball better and not turning it over as much. And I pointed out to Pasta that look all over the league. Small ball is out. And the only reason Draymond's been starting at the small ball 5 is because of that reason. And that was all started after Draymond took over that forward spot, the number 4, and they developed small ball. And, it's dead. And hardly anybody plays that except for Kerr's team. And I think they play better, actually. I think, better even with Curry. I mean, I like how they're, I like the energy, and they're younger, they're faster, and they're moving better, and they're controlling the ball better than. Draymond can help us in the off season, in the postseason, and help us, in a championship, or try to help us in the postseason. But during this time of the year, when you're trying to maybe get the 7, I don't think. If he's playing like 30 minutes a game, it's going to help us. And I just like the product that they have right now, and I think they can beat the Lakers tonight. So go Warriors!
Let's go, Jan. Well done. Take us out on that.
What's the over and under in her Oz? Who has more Oz in a press conference, Kyle Shanahan or Jan from Mountain View?
Kyle Shanahan?
Possibly.
No, but she's spot on, though.
She's awesome, man.
You just got to get those out of your head.
Okay, Pasta, shout out.
Yeah, Pasta.
We're tight.
You ask, and you shall receive.
Jan and I have a real relationship.
Can you give me just...
Don't tell Adri that.
Give me 5 seconds of Jan.
Well, I talked to Pasta.
Dude, you gotta finish out the show, man. I gotta take off
going
here.
to a break?
Yeah, I gotta skedaddle on down. Yeah, man.
What is that? Wow.
All right, Warriors this week continues. Final segment on the other side.
I don't even know when we're
home.
breaking. I haven't like this.
No, you're
42's
we're
got
gonna
me
break
all
right now, and then you got 10 minutes on the other side. It's gonna be you and Pasta. I gotta hit the road.
All right, good luck today, man.
888-95. Yep. See you. Wow.
Tune in for Warriors Live today, presented by Xfinity, your home court advantage. Brought to you by Xfinity. Watch all your favorite teams all in one place. Xfinity, imagine that.
All right, I need avocados, bananas, salad, steak.
Wow, does your grocery list have multiple pages?
No, but I skipped lunch, so now it's like my stomach is doing the grocery shopping. And besides, I'm earning cash back with Upside.
Upside? What's that?
Hold up, you haven't heard of it? Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you shop at gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants. And they added Lucky and Food Max stores, so we're pretty much covered wherever we go.
All those stores?
Yep, so not only are we getting a great deal on groceries, now we can earn cash back as well.
Okay, downloading Upside. Now let me copy your grocery list.
Great news! Lucky and Food Max are now on Upside. Download the Upside app and use the promo code SAVE9 to earn a 10% cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. That's promo code SAVE9 for a 10% cashback bonus. Use promo code SAVE9.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Visit Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill to see the full selection of Thermador appliances. Thermador provides a range of possibilities, from refrigeration to dishwashers or cooking with steam or convection. Come into Friedman's Appliance, and right now, you can receive up to 3 complimentary gifts with qualifying purchase. See all Thermador appliances displayed beautifully in live working vignettes at Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill and at friedmansappliance.com.
Yeah, Dan Dibley here for Fremont Bank, which, as you know by now, it's my bank, and it has been for more than 6 years. And I love this bank because it's a family-owned bank with the family-owned feel. They started back in 1964, and when they did that, it was just one branch, but now they have 21 branches. So if you go around in your Bay Area, you're going to find a Fremont Bank branch, and you're going to see it, and you're going to think, you know what? I want that full-service banking with no compromises, and you should. It's not a big box bank. It's a good local bank. And when you deposit your money with Fremont Bank, they reinvest it locally into businesses, philanthropy, home ownership, all the good stuff that makes our Bay Area the best area in all of the country. And that's why you should be a Fremont Bank customer. The money stays here. It's local. It's not a big box bank. It's a good, solid local bank. And we talk about Fremont Bank, and you know that they're here for you and here for good.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Happy Lunar New Year! Are you looking for a fun, festive, free event for friends and family of all ages? The Chinese Historical and Cultural Project and History Park San Jose invite you to the Lunar New Year of the Fire Horse Festival on Saturday, March 14th, 2026 from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at History Park San Jose. Watch lion and dragon dances, as well as other cultural dances and musicians, martial arts demonstrations, and a master calligrapher at work while kids of all ages enjoy fun cultural activities and games with prizes. Visit chcp.org for more details.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. All over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. And it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Any reason for little Frankie coming into this last segment?
No reason. Just, you're a New York guy.
It doesn't get any better than this, man. You don't have to convince me. The Golden State Warriors tonight take on the Los Angeles Lakers. The Warriors, of course, currently holding down the 8th seed, 2.5 games in front of the Blazers. A Laker team that currently is at the 6th seed. They've lost 3 in a row, and there are problems in Tinseltown. Of course, all the action can be heard right here on 95.7 The Game. We continue the conversation. Let's get out to the phone lines, 888-957-9570. David's in San Leandro. Hey, David, welcome aboard.
First of all, love the show. I listen every Saturday. But, Dan, I'm coming down your road, and all of this slander on Steve Kerr. People must have forgotten where we came from. 5 straight finals, 4 championships, 6 appearances. If anybody says Steve Kerr can't coach, they're taking crazy pills. Management put us in this position by not believing the guys still had it in them when Clay went down. They should have traded the idea of the second overall pick before they even drafted Wiseman. They should have traded the Kaminga pick and got vets to bring him in here. And as for the right now, the whole plan went down the toilet when Jimmy got hurt. Once that happened, it's over. It's over. We might get a little play-in action or whatever. Try one more time next year. All the contracts expire. Steve Kerr can walk then, but there is no way Steph Curry is staying on this team as it's constructed without Steve Kerr. I just highly disagree with everybody that says Steve Kerr can't coach.
Good call, David, and you're probably not alone, but I do have to just to defend myself. At no point did I say or would I ever say that Steve Kerr can't coach. Nah, you're not going to find that here. Steve Kerr is a Hall of Famer. Steve Kerr is the greatest coach the Warriors have ever had. No disrespect to Al Attles. Steve Kerr is one of one. My point in all of this, David, and you can clearly disagree, that I think this isn't a reflection on him as a coach. It's a reflection on where you're at as a basketball team. And unfortunately, this is not 2021, and it's certainly not 2016, and this is not a young basketball team that is laden with stars. It has turned the corner. And as the players have aged, guess what? Steve Kerr has also aged. And the new personality of this team, although it hasn't been identified, but it's getting younger. And they have to get younger. They have to identify the stars of tomorrow. I'll stop short of saying identifying the Steph Currys and the Klay Thompson, the Draymond Greens of the future, because you're never going to find 3 guys like that again. Not in my lifetime. But they do have to identify who are going to be the next young stars to pass the torch and continue this thing as far as winning and playing relevant basketball. But as you get younger, and again, this is just my opinion, I don't think the future includes Steve Kerr. To me, Steve Kerr is synonymous with winning basketball, but he's synonymous with Andre Iguodala. He's synonymous with Andrew Bogut. He's synonymous to a certain degree with Kevin Durant, and certainly synonymous with Steph, Dre, and Clay. My point in all of this is that at some point it gets obvious. And I'll tell you what, David, I wouldn't be surprised that if right now or at the end of the season, if Steve Kerr doesn't agree with everything that I'm saying right now, that if Steve Kerr isn't saying, you know what, I see where this thing is headed, and it doesn't necessarily include me, that the best thing for this organization is to turn the page. I always give this analogy that it was Bill Walsh or Mike Holmgren, I remember, said, you know, after you've been at an organization, coaching the 49ers for 10 years or the Seattle Seahawks, it's not that I got stupid or I no longer know how to be a good head coach. It's just you're going down the highway and you got to roll down the window and get some fresh air. Sometimes you make change for nothing more than just that, change. That you need new energy in the building. You need the proverbial shot in the arm. You need someone younger. You need buy-in, and you got to go in a different direction because guess what? The team is going in a different direction. And that's just where we're at as an organization. And I don't think, and I could be wrong, maybe Steve Kerr does come back next year. I don't see it. And I'm willing to bet that at some point Steve Kerr is going to say, yeah, this is no longer what it is that I signed up for. And I don't think that I'm suited to take this team to wherever it is that they're headed. And the Steph Curry thing is, yeah, it's not going to be easy. You got to bring him in. You got to tell him where it is that you're going as far as the direction of this team and how it doesn't include Steve Kerr. And we want to go in a different direction. We need you on board because obviously we want you to continue to be the centerpiece. But if you think that it's an end all that Steph Curry is going to say, no, I'm going to trade me to Charlotte, I'm going to go back home or get me out of town, because Steve Kerr is not the head coach. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's going to be his stance going forward. Again, could I be wrong? Hell yeah. Wouldn't be the first time. But I think as we go along here and as we continue to play more basketball games without Steph and without Jimmy Butler and with a clearly aging Draymond Green and with Klay Thompson already on another basketball team, that it becomes more and more evident that the future is not about Steve Kerr and this iteration of the Golden State Warriors, but rather a new, younger head coach with new stars of tomorrow. Let's get out to Oscar's hanging out in Stockton. Oscar, what's on your mind?
What's going on, man? I must give a shout out to all the fans out here that's really fans, whether you're winning championships or not. First of all, the Warriors do got a good product on the floor. I watch all the basketball, and most of these games I can't even watch. Yeah, a lot of these guys got hops and all that, but don't have basketball IQ. Can't even shoot free throws. One thing about the Warriors, most players that lead the Warriors, most of them don't really play no more because the Warriors have a system, and it makes players that's not the top players shine because you got to have IQ to play with the Warriors. And the Warriors did mess up on Kaminga, but that came because the Warriors drafted wrong. They drafted players on potential, and Kaminga don't have the IQ as a basketball player that's been playing a long time. That's why he fit good in Atlanta. Because Atlanta ain't trying to win that day up and down the court. Of course he's going to score that much. And another thing, people talking about Steve Kerr, I've been watching since Alice. I go way, way back. I'll be 58 to 59 this year. I grew up in Indyville. Somebody said that on the thing. I grew up in Indyville. So I'm going to let everybody know Steve Kerr is the best coach we have. And I love Al Aldous. So you cannot sit up there and say Steve Kerr can't develop. He has developed players. And in the offseason, players got to work on their weaknesses. They're professional basketball players. So they know what team they on. So that's why players like Will Richards come straight in and is going to play. Hazinski, all these guys are going to play. People don't like them because they don't have all the athletic ability, but they have the IQ to play with the Warriors. And so people need to stop talking about the Warriors don't have a good product. They got a damn good product, and I watch all the games. And Steve Kerr's doing a hell of a job coaching this year. And Steve Kerr is not going to leave until Steph Curry leaves. And if Steve Kerr retires, guarantee Steph Curry's going to have something to say about that, and he's not going nowhere. Guarantee you that. Steve Kerr not going nowhere until Steph Curry go. And that's the only way to go out. Let your superstars, Steph Curry and Draymond Green, retire with one team. The rest of everybody else, they all around the board like LeBron James. So everybody keep your head on your shoulders because the Warriors going to win tonight, and we're going to get up to number 6. Look here. The Lakers are failing, and we're only 2 games behind Phoenix, man. So you guys have a nice, blessed day, man, and go Warriors.
Hell yeah, Oscar. Get them going. Laker game coming up today. Listen, man, I have to disagree with you a little bit there. I think that the Warriors have to make the call, not Steph Curry. You can't hand the keys to a player and saying, hey, it's your call. What do we do next? It's your call when it comes to Steve Kerr. Somebody has got to overrule all of that. And you've got to say, listen, if Steve Kerr's in your future plans and he wants to come back and the Warriors think collectively this is the best road and the best thing for the team going forward with him, bring him back. I personally don't think so. And as far as this iteration of the Warriors with these young players and the energy, I couldn't agree with you more. It's a smart team that hustles, but let's keep in mind that they had to play these guys, that Steve Kerr was forced to play these guys. It's not as though Steve Kerr went young when he had, Draymond, Steph, and Jimmy Butler. No. All those guys are gone, so Steve Kerr is forced to go young. This is not Steve Kerr's – this isn't something that if Steve Kerr had his brothers, he would still continue to lean on, as you pointed out, older, smarter basketball players. What did they do over the offseason? Of all the players available, they wanted Al Horford. They want players that are seasoned and that are smart and willing to sacrifice and or compromise youth and athleticism and energy. The exact same thing right now that is making this team somewhat compelling to watch, despite the fact they're void of all of these stars. All right, that's going to do it for us. Pasta, any final words?
No final words. Pre-game tonight starts at 4:30 on 95.7 The Game with Mark Grandy. Warriors Live. Tune in. And,
we didn't hear from today?
5:30.
One guy, for whatever reason, I do not know, but Mitch from New Jersey did not call in.
I think we need to do a wellness check.
Okay, so we will, but just so I can get my quota, can you please give me a little Mitch from New Jersey before we get out of here?
Well, I think I'm really locked in now on the spring training happening there, and there's some good players out there, and the market, but Boba Shea was the one that got the bag. He got the bag from the Mets. He's a good player. Good player. Bumping over balls, spring training, not good third baseman, not good infielder, but he's going to play. Play hard. Play hard, Dan.
Warriors this week on 95.7 The Game. So long, everybody.
So long.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year.